everybody? Welcome back to another electric episode of the Viall Files Reality Recap Edition. I am your host, Nick, joined by the household. And boy, do we have a big week lined up for y'all. That's right. First of all, congratulations to Love Island USA's winning couple, Serena and Kordell.
Yay.
Woo.
I wanted them to win.
Same.
I think we all did. We do get to talk with both of them later this episode. We're excited to have both of them. They're still like coming down from their high of being in love. They are maybe my favorite reality TV couple of all time that I've watched fall in love on TV. Like, I believe in their, not just chemistry, I believe in their compatibility. I feel like women across this country watching Love Island were all like nudging their boyfriends or husbands or fiancés and be like, why don't we laugh like that? You know what I'm saying? Why don't we have that much fun? And like to see two people on reality TV when we're so used to and often wondering, why are they there? Are they doing this for the deals? Are they just leaning into the relationship? These two just like feel so connected. I love it. I'm rooting for them. I'm excited for them all. I mean, all the couples were great. We'll talk about more about Love Island USA later this episode, but we just want to give them a big congratulations because we love them and we'll talk with them later. Our Leia is at a doctor's appointment. She is days away from having a baby.
Oof.
And she'll be with us, I think, maybe later this episode. Yeah. Well, if you were flying this weekend, I hope that your mental health is hanging in there. Whether you are flying, whether you work for an airline, whether you were just at the airport, it sounds like everyone across the country who entered into the airport or talked to an airline had a really bad week. And we want to pour our hearts out to all those people because like what happened? Like the internet shut down or something?
There was a Microsoft outage that a lot of airlines, like their systems were Microsoft.
Yeah.
So when there was like an update that was accidentally forced, it like shut down all the computers. So in hospitals and airlines, and I'm sure everywhere else, they couldn't even use it.
You know what was that movie that Sandra Bullock came out with? Was it Sandra Bullock? No, that was a different.
Don't Look Up.
Oh,
No,
true.
that was a different end of the world.
The one with the house and the like
where like all the
planes were crashing.
Yes, and all the tech was just like we got hacked. Like, how close are we to that? That seemed like the most realistic doomsday. You know, all the zombie apocalypse ones. Like, maybe that could happen someday. I don't know. But like our internet going down and everyone having no idea what to do seems eerie believable.
It's like that's a nightmare, I think, for anyone. We experienced it with Chambliss, my best friend, who's supposed to come into town Saturday morning. And her flight got delayed, so she was going to miss her connection in Chicago. And she still flew to Chicago, like, oh, they'll put me on the next flight, whatever. Like, this happens all the time. Well, of course, every flight out is booked or is already gone. So she has to stay the night in Chicago. And there are when I say first I called Marriott. And I said, book any hotel in Chicago. Like, if it's the nicest hotel, I don't care. But like, let's just book her a room in Chicago. Not one available hotel.
All of O'Hare area Chicago and downtown Chicago hotels sold out.
Sold out.
Because all the flights were rerouted?
Don't know. I don't know if there were some major events going on in Chicago or it was just like half of all the airlines or, Chicago's a major hub. There's a lot of connecting flights. A lot of people seem to miss their connection and a lot of those people seem to need to stay the night.
Did she have to sleep at the airport?
No, I found like a Courtyard Marriott. It was like in
80
like the
miles
suburbs
away.
of
No, it was
Chicago.
it was in the O'Hare area. We found one, but it wasn't like, oh, there's a bunch of options. I was going on the app trying to book a hotel, and every time I would click it, it would say it was sold out. And I'd go to the next one, and it would say it was sold out. And it was always like it was all happening in real time. It was.
And then she's like, so she's standing at the airport, and she's, I'm like, okay, here's your hotel. Like, I found it. I booked it. You're good. She's like, Uber's crashed.
Of course.
Because everyone's trying to get a fucking Uber out of the thing. It's just like that. That is honestly, there's nothing that stresses me out more than
a flight.
Just like
being
the
stranded.
shit that happens on like air, and no one really gives a fuck. Which like understand, like it's, I get it. Like this is your job. There's nothing really you can do, I guess. Chambliss is sobbing, like talking to the luggage people because they lost her luggage. And she's like, where, like, I'm in Chicago for a night. I don't have anything. Like, where is my luggage? And she's like upset, obviously. And the woman's like, you're a big girl. Like, you can figure it out.
She said that to her.
And it's like those type of people. It's like everyone's having a bad fucking day. And I get you're probably in a bad mood. But like, let's just give everyone some grace. You know, let's not like.
Because they probably couldn't really help anyways.
I think
their system
everyone
doesn't work.
I feel like everyone from people from customer service to the working at the counters to the flight attendants to the passengers, everyone was at their bowling point, you know.
Yeah.
It's just that person probably got off the phone with
Mhm.
70 other people screaming at them, you know. It's
I saw
it was
the
a tough
line.
situation.
I saw the line at LAX. A girl I follow was going to Nashville and it got delayed like 9 hours. And she went to go talk to like the desk and it was a 5-hour wait time to talk to the person in line.
No, see. I think of the hospitals because I saw a lot of nurses posting that their systems are on Microsoft. So they weren't able to like give medicine or like access patient work or like
No,
get
it's-
medical records. Like they literally had to
That's
sit there.
scary.
No, it's scary.
Yeah.
Like how we're too reliant on these systems. Like why don't we have these redundancies of when they go down?
Why don't we have like on paper, you know, like
Yeah.
like every
Or
like,
like a
an
backup.
option that's like not electronic.
A sign-in sheet.
Yeah, with Sharpies.
You know who I hope doesn't have travel plans is Kaylor. Because Kaylor will be with us. She's flying in. She'll be with us tomorrow for a major episode of Going Deeper with Kaylor. So many unanswered questions with Kaylor. So many.
So many.
I think she's still with Aaron. They seem in love. She has been posting some TikToks. Her Instagram got turned off over the weekend. It's back up now. But then Aaron did a Q&A and it seemed like, you know, Aaron thinking about Aaron, maybe, seemed to have a hot mic moment with Kaylor.
Yes.
Which I feel so bad for because we don't know what the conversation was.
Or the
All we heard,
context.
or the context, all we heard was her friend. It definitely wasn't Kaylor. Her friend saying stuff about Leah. And it's like, it's so fucked because everyone's going to blame Kaylor for it and be like, and get mad at Kaylor. And it's like, she didn't fucking do anything. Like,
has
she's
a-
just on the phone. She's like probably upset about like being sent home, about like whatever.
Friend having her,
Her
back.
friend's trying to
gassing
like make her
up.
feel good. It's just like so unfortunate. I just hate
But
shit like
it
that.
just goes to, I can't wait to talk to Kaylor. I mean, we're big fans of Kaylor. She has the iconic, fuck. You know, she's like the ladies of this season has what made it so popular.
Oh yeah.
Like the authenticity of the women, their friendship, the connectedness. You know, I think some of the guys were great. You guys all know I'm fans of Rob, but with the Rob and Aaron, I think even Rob, as much as I'm a fan of him, it's like, is this an act or is this who you are? Are you familiar with how the cameras work or is this who you really are? With Aaron, we have the same questions, you know, and I think Aaron, my biggest frustration is like, it's not that he is a bad guy or whatever. He doesn't care about Kaylor. It's just that he seems to, at the end of the day, be most focused on Aaron. And just having the hot mic moment, to not think or just re-listen, knowing that your girlfriend's on the phone in the background and you're just recording a Q&A and don't have the common sense to just make sure people aren't talking in the background.
Mm-hmm.
I will say it is crazy that like she was faintly talking in the background. So for the phone to pick that up, I think that's insane, you know?
Well, it was like obviously on speakerphone, which is like even more
Yeah.
fucked.
True, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I don't do when people are on speakerphone? Start
Record
recording
a video
Yeah.
for social media.
That's true, yeah.
I just, yeah.
She's clearly like needing to be gassed up or upset or whatever. So I'm like, that's also where I'm like, this is the time you want a Q&A instead of like, I don't know, join the
I
conversation.
feel like I know how this conversation between them went down. All of a sudden, Aaron started getting panic text messages from friends and DMs being like, holy shit, do you realize Kaylor's being recorded on the other end? Kaylor's like, Aaron, why'd you do that? And Aaron's like, I'm sorry, whatever, it's not a big deal, and completely downplayed it and didn't let Kaylor be mad at him for more than 2 fucking seconds.
Oh yeah, he deleted them.
That's what I'm worried about for Kaylor. It's not that he's a bad guy or that he's not going to try his best to make the relationship work. It's just going to be a relationship focused around Aaron and Aaron's needs. I don't know. Well, we get
Also-
we get to talk with Kaylor tomorrow. We'll find out.
The fact that as soon as all of these people get off of the show, they're doing a Q&A. It's just like
Every single
hilarious.
person.
All of them.
The second they get their phone back.
They're like, oh, time for a Q&A. What tea do you want spilled? Who can I talk
You know
shit
who's
on?
on my For You page on TikTok all the time now? Kane.
Oh my God. Yes.
Kane. He makes
He's-
a video a day.
He's running his mouth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I saw him post something about like there's a smoking section, I guess, on Love Island that's
Some
like
of them
at
are
the
smoking.
front.
Yeah.
Which like he was like, there's just like nothing else to do. So we were just all like kind of started smoking.
Cigarettes or the Jewel?
The Jewel is what he
The
made it
Juuls.
kind of alluded to. Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't sure.
I saw somebody with a vape
Well, we
after
were
the fact.
when we were interviewing. Some of them interviewed with a vape
Yeah.
in the background. Yeah.
When they thought the camera was no longer on, it was
Some of them were hitting that pen. You know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I was living my Rob era this weekend. So I went to this place called the Gentle Barn. Do you know what that is?
No.
And it's basically the sanctuary, like in the middle of the valley where it's like 100 degrees. It's very dirty. But like, anyways, that's why I think it's the Rob. I was in the dirt hugging cows and like emus, chickens, turkeys. And I was like, you know what? I'm Rob.
Where is this? And I
valley.
need to go.
Palmdale-ish area.
Is it Palmdale or Pasadena?
Yeah.
Okay.
It might be on the way to Pasadena. Yeah.
Cute. Okay.
It was cute. Recommend.
Were you wearing
Yeah.
overalls?
Were you wearing overalls?
I should have.
You
I was wearing denim
Cute.
and I saw a lot of cowboy boots.
Of
And
course.
I was like, Rob.
Weird.
Did Rob wear cowboy boots or just the overalls?
You don't know. He wore
No,
cowboy
but he was in the
boots.
dirt grabbing snakes.
He wore cowboy boots.
I have a question. How regarding Love Island? I'm like, how do you think these cast members, because like, mind you, they've been isolated for what, a month and a half, haven't had their phones, no connection to the real world. Obviously, Twitter, social media has a lot of opinions on each cast member. Like, what do you think the right protocol is for them to be able to assimilate back into society, getting their phones back, seeing them being topics of conversation? And it's not this like safe bubble that they've been in for the past month and a half.
You know, that's an interesting point too, just because I've never covered a show or been a part of a show where, you know, it's essentially aired in real time. It's borderline live. It's like what, 48 hours behind. Meanwhile, like we are watching these shows while they are still off the grid, having no idea what people think about them, which is on some level better for when they're filming, you know, so they can kind of be disconnected from that. But you're right. They get off the island and they get their phones back and immediately they have no idea what they're about to face.
Yeah.
And I really am curious what preparation the show does with them or like what conversations they have about, you know, just once a fan base gets really intense, you know, whether it's Bachelor Nation, Love is Blind, these are intense Bravo Nation. These are intense fan bases. And these fan bases aren't really big on respecting boundaries or privacy. You know, they want to know every little detail of these people's lives. Many people want to find dirt on them. Like, there's always a group of fans that always, like, wants none of these people to be, like, good, normal human beings who, like, are just out there looking for love on TV. Everyone, you know, there's a group of people who want to prove that they're just for the fame or the intention or the money. And I don't know, watching last night's finale, like, you know what? I don't know if any of these couples are going to make it. You know, even Kordell and Serena, like, I love them. I believe in them, but every relationship's hard. In real life, relationships are difficult. But you know what I do believe? I believed in every one of their speeches. I believed in what they said to the other person in real time. I believe that they were all genuine about their connections they felt with each other. I really do. You know, regardless of why they showed up in the first place, regardless of anything about them, they all seem like genuinely good, decent people. Perfect? Probably not. Flawed? Absolutely. But like nice humans, you know? And like, it's unfortunate that these people will get off the show and go online and have to face bullying. Yeah.
Ridicule.
It's like they need to be handed their phones back with a licensed professional.
Yeah.
And like they like can get on their phone, like go to Instagram, go to Twitter and like see everything with someone there who can like, I don't know how that could actually work, but I feel like having someone to be like, okay, because I just feel like handed your phone and being rushed with all of these opinions of you and like everyone has done something in their past that was embarrassing or cringe or like something you just like, ooh, you know, I was young, I was stupid, like, gross. And if that was like recorded and then played for everyone, like that would be a little jarring. And so I think to like come off these shows and then like see stuff that you maybe done in the past that like these people have like dug up, I feel like is so cruel and so fucked up. And yeah, I think you need to like be with someone who can help walk you through that when that does happen.
It's kind of like with Joey when he came on the show and they were talking about how Bachelor set them up with like couples counseling or whatever to be like, all right, you're going from an unrealistic environment into the real world. Let's give you some tools to be able to assimilate back into society with this, like, now all of a sudden you're recognizable. Now all of a sudden people think they know you and they don't. I was on TikTok and I saw somebody posted Leah's house. Yeah, that it was like, 'cause she's like from Calabasas or whatever, grew up in a mansion, but it was just,
fucked.
but like people, I appreciate the comment section because the comments were like, you're weird for this.
This is weird behavior.
This is unstable. Yes.
Like people pulling up shit from 5-10 years, like even the whole tweets thing. It's like, yeah, that's like a terrible thing but it's also like, these people were kids when this happens. It's like, I feel like people hold television stars to a higher standard than what they would hold themselves to.
1,000%.
You know what it is that like we always talk about too. Also, big week, guys. We have Haktua Girl on for reality recap on Thursday. Different but similar. Like Haktua Girl, everyone knows about her, but here's this girl who was out at the bars in Nashville one night, got stopped by someone doing the kind of man on the street videos, and she said some incredibly hilariously funny things about like how to give a guy a blowjob, a hand job, or whatever. And she is now a viral internet sensation, has hundreds of thousands of millions of followers. There's like tons of like meme accounts. Like she is blowing the fuck up. And it's just like whether you're on reality TV or you're Haktua Girl, I think like what you're given is it's a lottery ticket. You know, it's this lottery ticket that gives you like unlimited access to like almost any room that you can get into. I think a misconception is it's not a lottery ticket that's like money, right? It's a lottery ticket of access. And then you get put into rooms with a bunch of people who are more familiar with how that room works. And like a lot of those people in those rooms try to take advantage of you. But I think for the fans out there, everyone's a lot of like, why are you deserving of this lottery ticket? Because the premise of reality TV is that like we're all just, again, and we are like normal Kaylor, just girl from Pittsburgh, you know, like she doesn't, maybe she can sing, maybe she can dance, maybe she has a bunch of talent we don't know about. But the perception is we're all just like these talented people who are undeserving of this lottery ticket. I think there's a lot of crazy fans out there who are just like this expectation that they're supposed to be these flawless, perfect human beings because like, you know, and these people who aren't looking in the mirror, like thinking about the shit that they've done are acting as if to be deserving of this opportunity, you have to be perfect. And if you're not, you deserve to be called out for it. And it's like, it's so fucked.
It actually is so fucked because it is one of those things where I'm like, we all made mistakes. We've all done things where I'm like, I'm grateful that like I grew up in a time of MySpace and Facebook, but it was digital cameras had to upload, not like, hey, instant story here and this could haunt you for the rest of your life. I'm like, people make mistakes. So I'm like throwing that back in their face as if it's like, well, you chose to go on TV. So now I'm going to take this instance from you 5 years ago.
Also acting like they did it yesterday.
You know?
Yeah.
And you don't know the circumstances. You don't know why somebody did what they did or why they felt the way that they did. You don't care, but it's easier for you to tear somebody down because you don't like that they're on the high horse for a minute. Like, let them have their 15 minutes. Let them have that.
I did see Leah's at 1 million followers.
Yeah.
She's the first out of the whole cast.
Congrats.
That's awesome.
So she did go from nothing to something.
Period.
Yeah.
As she should. And she earned it. She was great television.
And I have no problem with Kaylor's friend talking a little shit about the castmates of Kaylor because she wanted to gas up her friend. Like, every one of the cast people from Love Island are going to have a moment where like they feel unloved or not as popular as they hoped or whatever. And every person in Bachelor Nation or Love is Blind or all these shows, you know, these are all people who showed up for reality TV. They all have egos. They all have a desire to be the biggest star. And whether that is the case or not, like they're allowed to have these moments and not be recorded by their boyfriends.
Every single one of y'all, I know every single one of us in this room has been showed a photo of your ex's new thing. And you're like, and your friends are like, she's not even pretty. Like, she's not. She has like terrible, her teeth. She's terrible style. And she's like probably like not funny at all. Like
and
everyone. Yeah. And she's probably like the most perfect thing ever. But you're like, oh my God, babe. Like, you have nothing to worry about. He's coming back to you. Like, don't fucking worry.
So here's Kaylor probably on the phone feeling a little insecure that like she got voted off with Aaron, hoping that everyone was in love. And Kaylor's being like, no one's going to love us. They think I'm stupid for taking Aaron back. And everyone loves Leah and blah, blah, blah. And so her friend was probably like, no, I don't give a fuck about Leah, you know, like gassing up her friend. And like, yeah, it's just people are going to like blow that out of proportion and make such a thing about it.
I think it would be different if we heard Kaylor being like, Leah's this, Leah's that, Leah did that, like calling her names, talking shit on Leah, but her just being like, she's going to get brand deals or she's going to get like, where's the crime?
There is a world that, like, what we didn't hear, though, was her talking shit.
Maybe. But we also don't fucking know.
Exactly. True.
Yeah, but they all, that's a thing I say with absolute confidence that they all will and have talked a little shit about each other.
She also could have been like, I like love Leah so much. And like, she's just perfect and stunning. And like, everyone else loves her. And friends like, listen, babe, like no one's going to give a fuck about her in 6 months. That could have been the context. Like no one has any idea what Kaylor said. And she's going to catch so much heat for this. And I just feel so bad. Like,
but it doesn't really matter what she said, I guess is my point, is that like, it's not fair that she was recorded this way. I wish Aaron would have had more consideration or thoughtfulness about, you know, especially if any one of these people, he has experience of being on reality TV and coming off of reality TV. I've made mistakes. I've had a hot mic moment fresh off reality TV. It was a terrible situation. It fucking sucked. And I didn't know any better. But I tell you what, after that fucking shit happened, boy, you learn quickly. You learn that you need to be careful about your surroundings. You learn about just double checking before you post anything. Aaron should know this stuff, not Kaylor. And it's just like, to me, it's just another sign that he's not as thoughtful about Kaylor's needs and how things affect her as he is about himself.
Well, speaking of influencers, did you see that a TikToker is suing another TikToker alleging that she copied her neutral beige and cream aesthetic and featured the same or substantially similar Amazon products promoted?
This kills me.
Babe.
It's TikTok.
We all, first of all, we all have a neutral beige cream aesthetic.
Listen, I go, that's 30-40% of Instagram
That's fucking all of us.
profiles.
Also, the things on your Amazon storefront, you probably got from some other bitch. Like,
that's what I said. I go, photo shoots. Babe, by the way, we use Pinterest for mood boards, being like inspiration. High luxury fashion brands use mood boards from Pinterest to be like, hey, this is what I want our shoot to look like. This is the vibe. Unless you're David LaChapelle coming up with an original, very hard to copy concept that is very obvious that another person stole your intellectual property, beige and a plant does not constitute a lawsuit.
Yeah. The whitening strips on your Amazon storefront that she also added onto hers, like, come the fuck on.
I will say for this one, though, they met and then she blocked her and then started copying her content.
I don't doubt.
So it's a little bit of like...
I don't doubt that she probably did. She probably, this girl she's suing probably did copy her. But like Sierra and Nelly are saying, the girl who is suing the little girl, she copied someone else and she probably hasn't even realized it. She probably hasn't even thought about it.
Yeah, she did not invent a cream beige white aesthetic. And I don't know why she thinks she did. Has she been on social media since like it first came out?
Yeah, was she the first person to link any of these products that she's selling online?
Did she make the products on Amazon?
These poses that she's coming up with, are they original poses? Like, on Ask Nick, like, I give a lot of people different advice, right? Like, I feel like I'm coming up with different ways to say things about situationships or fuckboys or whatever. I doubt they're that original of thoughts. They're my thoughts and they may be original in my head, but I don't think I'm the first person to say things like, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? You know what I'm saying? Like, these are just different ways of saying things, you know? Like,
it's like live, laugh, love, bitch. Like, how many of us have said live, laugh, love?
I have the tattoo, so I'm going to go sue Bed Bath & Beyond because they put it on a portrait. Like,
right? Like, come on, you know?
I will say I had an ex once where before we broke up, I had this aesthetic of like high exposure, like grimy, you can't really see it's me, and then like ratchet music on top. The second we broke up, stole the aesthetic.
You should be flattered.
Yeah, you should be flattered.
I was, but I was like, girl.
Or are you going to sue?
I should sue.
You should be like, wow, I'm so creative that they wanted... They thought they loved what I was doing so much that like
they got rid of me and took the aesthetic.
They got rid of me and took the aesthetic.
But she's claiming she blocked her, and I understand she could get a different account and follow her. But like the fact that she blocked her, I don't think helps her case. Does it? Couldn't a lawyer be like, I don't know, like my client's not that smart.
Like, I blocked it. I couldn't see your
content.
She got
blocked
to begin
and she couldn't see. You know, so how could? How can she copy what she can't see?
Yeah, Sierra does have a point too that like luxury brands do this too. Because I once worked on like a YSL campaign shoot, and I kid you not, when they were making the clothes, they had like Coach bags, Celine bags, like any brand you could think of that they were copying.
That's what today's world is.
That's what influencing
pulling
is.
everything from something else and trying to throw things together and make it your own.
Yeah, like we see people take our ideas that we do on the show all the time. We've used other people's ideas. We try to always put our spin on it, but I am sure, you know, and I'm sure the people who we feel like have taken our ideas, I'm sure they feel like they've put their own spin on it, but we're always like, interesting post, interesting way of doing it. Interesting choice. But like, yeah, like you just got to focus on doing more and stop worrying about other people less.
And have original ideas. If you're upset about being copied, like do something different.
Neutral cream and beige is not an original idea. I really do hate to break that to you.
Throw a little hot pink in there, girl.
Throw some hot pink in there.
Make it obvious that she's copying. All right, we got Sean Kingston and mom indicted in $1 million fraud scheme, facing decades in prison. We talked about it like a few months ago, but it was Sean Kingston and his mom got arrested in Florida because I guess he was using like Justin Bieber's names to get like widescreen, like wall covering televisions and cars and jewelry.
So using Justin Bieber's name?
That was one of the people they named, but basically,
people,
allegedly, he made false claims that they had executed bank wires and other payments for high-end items like cars and jewelry, according to the attorney's office. But the state warrant said that Kingston and Turner, his mom, stole nearly $500,000 in jewelry, more than $200,000 from the Bank of America and $100,000 from First Republic Bank, and $160,000 from a Cadillac Escalade dealer. Make the people do deals, saying that it was for like Justin Bieber or something else, so they would get rid of their normal practice of like screeners.
So it's like he's using his connections, leveraging, saying that he's like the middleman facilitating
Exactly.
the deal.
For Justin.
Yeah,
he
like-
wasn't saying, I'm Justin Bieber and I need
he's
a
going
TV.
in there being like, hi, I need this, this, and this because so-and-so needs it. They give him the product.
And then you have the bank on the other side that doesn't do the money transfer, so it's like he's scamming both sides of the purchase.
Wow.
Yeah.
It
Sean
always
Kingston.
blows my mind when like rich celebrities, and celebrity can vary.
Public figure that
When
makes them a check.
when they still participate in like criminal activity, and you're like, wait, but like you're rich now. Like, why do you?
Like the fact that he did it with his mom
Yeah.
seems strange.
My thing is like, it's one thing if it's like keeping a roof over your head, not saying that scamming is okay, but I'm just like, why the like extraneous need for jewelry or like TV, like things that would very obviously get you caught?
Like if you're stealing food from the grogrocery store,
Yeah.
steal it.
Like I get it.
I
Hard
understand.
times.
Okay.
Well, I
Necessity.
get, like,
Yeah.
you need to fucking eat. Like, I get it. Like, sure. I've been there at a time in my life. And like, yeah, I think, but the fact that he is putting a massive TV on his wall and like going to Cadillac and stealing jewelry, it is like, what is this?
For what?
To like
Yeah.
look more rich?
Yeah, and like, bless you, Sean Kingston. I don't have a negative thing to say about you because I don't know you, but I'm also like, who cares? Like, who's coming to your house and being like, oh my God, he's got the new Cadillac?
Literally, like who's being like, oh my God, is that Sean Kingston with the new 24 karat diamond necklace?
I know you from Beautiful Girls in like circa 2008. Like,
No, babe hasn't had a hit in
Aw.
years.
it's not to come down on him. I'm just saying, like, what are you upkeeping?
He's
Or,
trying
like-
to stay relevant through his items.
Yeah, but like
That's what it is.
scamming other people is one of the lowest lows. Just making people think they're spending money
Yeah.
on something.
Like, is this for Instagram? Is this for
The beige aesthetic.
the beige aesthetic in a Cadillac? I don't know.
Terrible. Speaking of also terrible things, Justin Long said that he shit his bed
Nice.
with Kate Bosworth in it.
Why did he have to share this story?
Oh my God, the
He
way
That's
said
honesty.
he said he had a bad case of food poisoning.
For sure,
Valid.
yeah.
Very valid.
Which is definitely valid, but also like I need to know what happened after. Like, did you wake her up and you were like, "Get out of the bed,"
just
or did you let her like continue to sleep?
Do you think he was like,
Did
oh my God, what'd you do?
Do you think he said, "Oh my God, the dog shit in the bed" and pulled an Amber Heard?
I like to think that he just like took the bottom sheet and just went shh, and like she
Yanked
like
it.
flipped and woke up and was like, "What?"
he
He's
did
like,
that.
"Oh, no."
He did that magic trick where you
Yeah,
remove the
take the
tablecloth
tablecloth.
without.
I would,
The
if
way-
I woke up and that happened, I would at least make an attempt at trying to have you not find out. I don't know if it's possible.
Oh yeah, no, I'm taking scissors, I'm cutting around it, and then I'm like, I don't know what happened to the sheet.
The sheet's cut in half.
Like
You're
I usually wake up before Natalie. She can be a deep sleeper. I would try somehow, some way to avoid her finding out that I shit the bed.
But imagine waking up and Nick is cutting the sheets and you just see
Even more
shit
awkward.
everywhere. That's even more like, what are you doing? He's like,
Okay, so we let River in the bed.
I would
without a
actually
diaper.
blame it on River.
River,
Without a
Steve,
diaper.
Jeff, whomever.
Yeah.
What's the most embarrassing thing you've done around each other?
I mean, we haven't really.
It's 'cause you're hiding it. You're hiding it. That's why.
Well, what did you kind of really?
Yeah, we haven't really.
I'm trying to think. There hasn't been a deeply embarrassing moment.
I feel like embarrassing things that you do with your couple is like, yeah, like bathroom talk or like throwing up all over the place. You know, like things that like
Yeah, I
I
mean,
feel
when
like
Natalie was
those
pregnant
are-
and throwing up a lot, I didn't think she had anything to. It wasn't embarrassing,
Oh yeah, I wasn't embarrassed. But...
you know.
I was like, I think it's usually just like normal stuff like this, where I think it's like food poisoning, where it's like you don't make me embarrassed. It's I'm embarrassed. This is happening to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not so much that the partner is making you feel embarrassed. Like I got food poisoning our second New Year's Eve. We were in Mexico, and this I had 2 bad oysters.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then after midnight, they ran out of water, and it's Mexico. And like I was offered tap water, and I was like, absolutely not. So I ran up to the hotel, and like the bathroom had like a divider. I don't know why they do this in hotels, but it's like the bathroom has a divider so you can like see into the bedroom and like chat while you're getting ready.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's great when you're getting ready, not great when you got food poisoning. So I'm like banishing Connor out to the balcony, and I'll be like, I'll come get you. You don't come back in here. But like that's
No privacy.
it was embarrassing for
Yeah.
me, but like at the same time, he didn't care. He was just like out on the balcony in Mexico being like, okay, hope you feel better.
It's like that. Was it Izzy and who did he end up with? Love Is Blind, where she like clogged the toilet on their, and there was like no plunger in the room, and she had to like call down, and she was like, "You can't use the bath." Like that is giving nightmares.
Natalie and I've never had one of those moments, at least for me, where I felt like this overwhelming embarrassed about this individual moment. But I do feel like there's call it my general confidence in myself or whatever. But like Natalie and I went from courting, dating, having, great chemistry, we're a more sexual relationship. And then when we first started dating, I felt like, this girl really likes me. And I just felt like she really made me feel like she thought I was great. And like, that
I
when
do
you know
think you're
someone has a
great.
crush on you and they think you can't do anything wrong, and then you kind of fast forward, you've been dating for like a year, and there's this moment where you just kind of realize that, no, this person's been living with me for a year, and all the little disgusting and gross things that we all as humans do, like I just kind of realized that that's the person she knows, as opposed to like thinking like she thinks there's nothing wrong with me, or she thinks I'm great, or she thinks you know what I'm saying? Like that realization that you're dating someone and like they kind of see you for who they are.
That's human.
No, I know, but it can be a little like eye-opening, or
I
like,
do that, don't I?
like, do they still like me? Like, I don't know. There's a little bit of that, or no, am I the only one who feels that in relationships?
No, I feel like that's incredibly relatable. But I think you also like don't really have like shame. Like you will go.
No, I do. That's
Well-
the thing. It's like
He keeps it
He's good at
inside.
masking.
Well, when you're picking your nose, there's zero shame.
There you go.
But again, that is kind of what I'm saying. I don't have, it's not a lack of shame. It's a lack of self-awareness in real time. The shame follows, right?
When I'm like, "Are you picking your nose?" and he's like,
The shame is like, oh, she knows who I am now. And then it's just like this like thought of all the times I've probably done that where I was thinking I was getting away with it, but I really wasn't. And then it's like,
Yeah.
wait, do you still like me? You're breaking up with me, aren't you?
"You hate me."
Oh.
No.
So I have that general embarrassment of who I am as a person.
That sounds awful.
At least you're
Wait.
laughing though.
Yeah, give
No,
me
I
some
love
reassurance
you.
now.
I
No, I
love
know,
you.
I know,
You're
I know.
perfect in every way.
Yeah.
Hold my hand. Thank you.
Has River done anything embarrassing?
Oh my God. every
Like, have
time.
you been embarrassed by anything River's done?
Oh, she's an absolute fool. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I honestly think, and I went through this with my niece, where it's like when maybe they first start talking. I don't remember exactly how old she was, but where they just have no shame and will ask a stranger absolutely anything.
Mhm.
And I remember we were in the grocery store, and there was a man and a woman in front of us checking out. And I remember she was like, "Excuse me." And the man turns around and she's like, "That's a lot of hair on your face and it's gross."
And what did he say?
And he was like, "Oh, I'm okay." And I
Thank
was like,
you.
"I'm so sorry." I don't know where she got that from. I didn't say that. You like start to like,
I used to be
Wait.
that kid. My parents
Overcompensate.
used to have to like sit me down and be like, "You can't say stuff." They would prep me. I know. I remember conversations. I remember my parents have. I don't even feel comfortable saying and repeating what I would point out and say to people. Just like stuff like that,
yeah.
Yeah.
right? And I remember a conversation we were having. We were going to a family friend's house, and like we did not grow up with money, but our friends had less money, and they lived on a farm. And so I remember my parents being like, "Just so you know, this is what you're about to walk into." I was like 5 years old. So you can't say this, you know? And I used to be the kid who would just point and say, Mom, Dad, look at that. That is crazy. And it would be like someone just, you know,
Existing.
I don't know if I fully grew out of it.
I was going to say, the foreshadowing here is crazy.
So I'm an embarrassment to my parents and my wife as well. So.
Girlfriend. I wonder if River will ever do that. But right now, she's just perfect. And it is embarrassing when or it's not really embarrassing, but it definitely does humble you when you are doing like anything and everything to make her smile and you're like getting fucking weird. And she's just like,
try harder.
Yeah,
Keep going.
Not funny. You thought that was funny? Try again. You're like, okay.
I wonder if Tom Sandoval has embarrassment.
He has called off the lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
Am I the only one who believes his story, his version of the story? We kind of suggested it last week that this was maybe a lawyer move. I know his biggest critic. You don't believe him now.
I feel like his excuse is too like dumb for who he is.
Let's remind the audience what happened. Last week, reports came out that he was suing Ariana.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Despite Tom Sandoval being someone who we think at times does stupid things and doesn't think things through, this even for us felt like, what the fuck are you doing, Tom? You know, as Leia pointed out last week, even at the reunion, that was a place where he seemed not be willing to go. He was critical of Raquel for doing that to Ariana, as if like, hey, sue me, but like keep Ariana out of it. So it didn't track. And then we find out last, I think Friday or Saturday or whatever, Tom turned off his Instagram. His girlfriend turned off his Instagram. Seemed like a very reactive move, you know, like a panicked move. For someone whose whole business is online, for them to delete their Instagram is a panicked move.
For sure. He was getting ahead of it, though.
If you think you have to delete your Instagram to get ahead of something that you don't have to do, then why are you doing it? If your whole business is online. Anyways, Tom put out a statement saying,
late afternoon, my attorney, Matt Garagos, whose advice I trusted, called me about the cross-complaint and the lawsuit against myself and Ariana. He assured me that the action was customary and strictly preventative in these types of lawsuits and urged me to agree to it. The words new lawsuit or suing were not articulated to me. I should have done more of my due diligence on the matter. Upon realizing what the action actually means, I have removed Matt Garagos from my legal team. In no way am I suing Ariana. The action against Ariana brought on my behalf is being removed. I hold no ill will or vindictiveness towards Ariana. Now, by removing both the cross-complaint and the attorney who recommended it, I hope to get through this case quickly so that Ariana and I can both finally move on with our lives.
So you don't believe him?
I think he's dumbing it down, dumbing himself down.
So what do you think happened?
I think obviously a lawyer probably said, this is what we should do. This will help the case, whatever.
Sure.
I don't think that he didn't know what a cross complaint was or that new lawsuit meant that he was suing Ariana. Like, I don't think he's oblivious to that.
Why not?
No, he's saying the words new lawsuit or suing were not articulated to him.
Like
all he heard was cross complaint.
He's like, hey, Tom, I think we should file a cross complaint. You know, this is pretty customary when it comes to lawsuits.
It's just strictly preventative. You know what I'm saying? It's just like not that big of a deal. We just should like get on it.
Even hearing that out loud, though, too, I wonder if he thought the cross complaint was going to Raquel versus Ariana. Because I don't know what was
it just
articulated.
Is for all the people out there who just, you know, Tom's a horrible piece of shit and just to not believe anything that comes out of his mouth and assuming the worst in him. For those people out there, 100% of the time.
Why are you looking at me?
No, I'm just looking
kidding.
around. It's just, it doesn't add up where it's just like, because last week we were speculating, right?
Yeah.
Why would he do that? And the assumption was, all right, at the end of the day, he can't afford his house.
He needed money.
Maybe he needs the money. I speculated
Rachel might have
what if
a
she,
good
you know,
case.
if Rachel, maybe this means Rachel has a good case, and Tom's lawyers are like, hey man, you're broke. Raquel's going to cut out 6 figures. You need the money, and he reluctantly went forward with the suit, knowing that, you know, this was the only way to get money, right? So that was possibly believable, but now, you know, we don't know what's going to happen with Rachel's case. So,
True.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, I hope that it's frivolous. It gets thrown away. I hope she gets not a fucking cent of Ariana's money. So we don't know one way or the other, but it's just more like, what did Tom think? That Ariana's fans wouldn't get upset? You know, like, why drop the suit now? If you were going to do this and you needed the money, him dropping the suit now is, you have to believe that Tom is so dumb that he didn't think that this would upset the fan base. And then once he realized that it did upset the fan base, his first reactive move was to delete his Instagram and then fire his lawyer and make a claim.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, if you knew how much they were going to hate you. So if you were going to do it, he was going to follow through.
I could see that maybe it's a due diligence thing. I just think like we've seen enough like lawyer scenes in movies, Scandal, How to Get Murder, that I'm like, there's no way he didn't know that making this new complaint or cross complaint was not like going to cause that drama anyway.
I think you'd be surprised like how much, I have agents and managers and lawyers, and agents are kind of like lawyers who didn't want to become lawyers, but they still negotiate like lawyers. Most agents went to law school, and you'd be surprised how much I just trust them to do what they should do and have the conversations that I'm like, just let me know when we're close.
Because you're like, they work for you. So you're like, I trust that you have my best interest. And like,
The only thing that where I'm like, I agree with Justin, or like where the confusion for me is that I'm like, why delete Instagram? Like he could have turned his comments off. He could have just put out a statement. Why did you delete the Instagram? Then figure out what your next move is and then reactivate with a statement.
You're right. It doesn't make sense. But the thing that I know that it is a reactive move.
Yeah.
And
so you're just saying out of panic?
Yeah. It's just more like the only thing that makes sense would be like he didn't know what to do. He was probably just getting fucking crucified online and just like fucking deleted it and was like, what the fuck is going on? I just have a hard time believing, even though Tom has made some dumb decisions lately, that he didn't see this coming. He knows how much people love Ariana. He knows how much people don't like him. And again, if you were going to do it knowing that what people thought, then why would you be so quick to just dismiss the case? Because you thought people would hate him just a little bit more?
Yeah, with your logic, he would just double down if he actually had the intentions to do it.
Right.
Yes. If his lawyers were like, hey, man, here's an option. Just, like lawsuits are public. This is going to get out, like his lawyer. I just have a hard time believing what amount of money would Tom have to be insured that he's getting for him to follow through with that.
I wonder if Matt Garogos is going to get another client after this.
I was going to say he was a scapegoat.
I don't know. Not great on Tom's behalf, but I tend to believe that he probably didn't do his due diligence, but I don't think this was a plan that didn't go the way he planned, and now he's backtracking. It doesn't add up to me.
Well, I mean, it is a tough time for Ariana because now Chef Penny is suing her and Katie for something about
Chef
her.
Penny seems terrible.
Go on.
Well, because what I'm understanding is that Chef Penny owns the trademark for something about her.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Is that accurate?
Yeah, and then that she's claiming that she was promised like 10% of the partnership.
Maybe so. I don't know what conversations Katie Ariana had with Chef Penny, but like Chef Penny, is it true that her husband is a lawyer?
Yes.
I feel like that's all I need to know about this situation is that Chef Penny was almost certainly brought into this situation because she did have the business acumen, the restaurant experience, the sandwich experience that Katie and Ariana maybe didn't have. But what Ariana and Katie have that Chef Penny doesn't have, there's a lot of people with restaurant experience and business experience. There's very few people that have the influence and power and platforms that Katie and Ariana have, which is way more valuable than what Chef Penny can bring to the table. But she brought her business experience to the table and then at some point probably went to Ariana and Katie and said, hey, I can get the trademark. But instead of putting it in all three of their names, she only put it in her name. And having a lawyer as a husband, they would have the foresight to do that. And now that she did that to protect herself, now she's suing Ariana because whatever conversations they had about their arrangement didn't go her way. It just seems shady. It seems like very dubious. And unlike Tom Sandoval, who again, he doesn't seem to be the greatest guy, selfish and self-centered and all these things, but he's also not very bright. And this seems like nefarious where she knew what she was doing. She got ahead of it. She leveraged her knowledge and experience in the business world. And now she unfortunately has Katie and Ariana by the balls because she owns the fucking trademark over something that they could have done this with so many other people. Chef Penny wasn't the person who was going to make this fucking happen. And she came in and found a way to basically get leverage that she didn't have without this by not being honest with them. She made them feel like she was on their team by filing this trademark only to realize that she wasn't helping them out. She was helping herself out. And it seems really fucking shady.
When you flip it, it is shady because my first reaction is from the show, we know that Lisa introduced Penny as a way to liaison and give them advice, but then it kind of seaned like they screwed her over by then cutting her out and pushing her away and just moving on. But
I don't know, maybe
she created that protection for herself, which is a little shady.
Again, I don't know the conversations that happened when they all
we don't
figure
either,
shit
yeah.
out. But I've had a lot of similar conversations about potential business ventures with various people. And I know one thing is that like people say they want to be involved, and at the end of the day, they always want to get paid. And so I don't know what happened between these people, but like what I assume is that they just couldn't get on the same page and agreed to disagree. And Katie and Ariana decided to go a different way, knowing that they don't need Chef Penny to do this. Chef Penny can't do this without Katie and Ariana. But between now and then, she went behind their back and had her lawyer husband kind of fuck them over. And now because she has a lawyer husband and it just seems real fucking dirty. And like, she thought this through. It seems
She
like
got ahead of it.
she got ahead of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just, stop suing Ariana.
Yeah. Leave Ariana alone.
She made Love Island USA popular for the first time. How much credit do we give Ariana? I think a decent amount. I think it was an amazing season, and I think it gave a lot of people.
I think a lot of people started
Yes.
watching because of Ariana, but I think the couples made it what it is.
For sure.
For sure.
And yeah.
Ariana is hosting the reunion,
Yeah, there's
so
gonna
people want to see her on screen.
That'll be interesting. She's going to take like an Andy Cohen spot.
be. Yeah,
That'll be interesting.
it will be
She's been asked the questions for so long, and now she's going to be the one.
Grilling them.
Well, Summerhouse news. Lindsay Hubbard is having a girl. Her
Yay.
boyfriend found out the gender first, so while they were traveling in Europe, he organized with the hotel ahead of time to set up rooms and flowers and pink so that she walked in and was surprised, and that was their gender reveal.
Aw.
Well, that's cute.
Right?
To each their own. Everyone do it your own way. I don't really give a fuck what Lindsay Hubbard does to find out her gender, but I do think it was really fun for us to find out together in that moment, for us both to be surprised. That was something I really cherished, but like that's so sweet that, they were obviously out of the country and he made such an effort, and like I saw the hotel room, it looked insane. So like
I like that she's with like a little romantic, he's taking
Carl
her.
would never.
Carl would never take you to Europe and then be like, surprise.
Be like, I don't, girl. That's what Carl would do.
Question for you, Nat. So Lindsay Hubbard has been criticized for partying while pregnant. What are your thoughts on that? She's not even
Why
partying.
she's been at
She's out
Summerhouse.
at like clubs or day parties or whatever, obviously also doing her job. But what are your thoughts on being pregnant and being out at events? And
why the fuck do I care what Lindsay Hubbard is doing while pregnant? Like,
But-
why does anyone give, like, she's the one carrying the child. And if she's like, you know what? No, like, I can go, like, stand. I can be around loud music. I can stand on my feet. I can, like, I'm good. Then why the fuck do we care? If she's not, if she's drinking, then maybe let's be like, oh, I have a couple questions. But, like, her attending an event with other people and loud music and dancing is, like, that's a crime?
Yep.
What? We're criticizing that? Why?
I just think people are just gonna have opinions.
Yeah.
No, of course. But I think this is something I've always said. I remember I got asked something while I was pregnant, and it was like, how do you feel about like parents who put emojis over their kid's face? And I responded with like, I don't care what any other parent is doing
Good
with
for
their
you.
child.
Yeah.
Like, why are y'all worried about how I'm parenting my kid? Parent your own children. And,
Exactly.
like,
What's not for you is for you, and what's for me is for me. I'm gonna be milking pregnancy every day. I'll be like, I can't walk
as you
today.
should. As you should.
I can't leave today. Could you sponge bathe me? I'll be doing it all. But like,
Absolutely.
if she wants to be out, and also it's her job.
Yeah.
One of the greatest things about Natalie being pregnant was like going out to eat without a reservation.
Oh, because she's pregnant.
Well, you always show up, right? And the more pregnant she got, and it's like their first response is the normal response is like, oh, it's going to be like, 45 minutes or an hour. And then we were just like, okay, yeah, thanks. Can you just put our name down? And we would just like, hang out. Because usually we'll send you a text, we'll just come back, and we would be like, oh yeah, cool. No, we'll just wait here. We got nowhere to go. And now I would just like, be sitting there or standing there. And like, it's like after like 8 minutes of like watching a pregnant woman just stand there, you will find a table for them. You're just like, you just kind of go through this little like moral decision of like, how long am I going to make this pregnant person stand here before I just find her a table? And it's like about like 8 to 12 minutes.
No, that is facts. The biggest flex. We had that.
Coachella.
We used Leia's pregnancy as a get out of Coachella jail free card, where the security guard had a pregnant wife. So he like took pity on Leia, took us in the golf cart, drove us through the backstage to like get out. We went past the like VIP entrance, and we were just like, oh, Leia, this is amazing. Because we would have been walking for like 45 minutes. We walked in a circle trying to find the exit.
You can't say you're pregnant, though. You just have to stand there.
Oh, no,
and just kind of...
She was very pregnant.
Yeah.
It was very apparent. We're just like, we can't find the exit. Like, and the next thing you know, it's you're good on this golf cart right now.
I will say you do need the pregnant woman with you, because later that night I tried using the excuse. I was like, my pregnant like friend, she's at the hotel. I need to go. Like, she's about to pop. Like, can I go through this exit? And he was like, no. And I just kept saying, she's pregnant. Like, I need to go right now. And he's like, no. And I was like, okay, well.
He's like, who is pregnant? You're like, no, she is.
She's pregnant, but I'm going to her. So I'm pregnant.
Yeah. I'm pregnant. Okay. Terrible.
The Valley. Michelle Lawley sheds insight on her relationship with ex Jesse Lawley amidst filing divorce. Or
Stop
filming.
Stop talking about Like I said, I think she said, well, she doesn't have to answer.
That's true. She's picking the
questions.
questions.
She doesn't have to answer.
She's doing a Q&A.
She's picking the questions. I'm sure there are a ton about her and being a single mother and dating and her life, but she's like choosing to like talk shit about her ex. And as we always say, whatever you put on the internet's gonna stay on the fucking internet. And her daughter's one day gonna, I'm sure, see her mom say, why is Jesse so high maintenance? Beats me, not my problem anymore. Like, why did you need to put that? Why did you need to answer that?
I mean, it is interesting to hear that like they're choosing a peaceful approach to raising her, because she said, I think of the child first. I always stay positive. Things to Isabella about her dad. We attend important functions together and let them see that you are both friends and can be together in the same room.
Well,
it's giving a little like Ryan, Gypsy's husband. Who's like, I'm not going to talk shit, but like these people are pieces of shit.
Yeah, true.
Like, wait, huh? Are you not? You know,
it is interesting though, because they're filming The Valley right now.
Mm-hmm.
So like she's making it sound like they're like she's going to be in the same room with Jesse and his whoever girlfriend, fiance.
Are they still they still together?
That's we're gonna see.
I know she's still with her dude. I think so. That's what I know. I think she's still.
We've
with
never
her
seen
dude.
them breaking up for both.
Yeah.
So
how did Jesse and Jax keep the houses, and Michelle and Brittany had to move out?
Stubborn.
Yeah. Well, Michelle made it sound like Jesse didn't want to leave, so she just moved out.
And that was the same thing with Jax. Brittany said that she was like, are we gonna? And he's like, I'm absolutely not moving out of this house. And she was like, all right.
Yeah. Remember
bye.
he was like, can't you just sleep in the guest bedroom? So it's probably.
I mean, Michelle wanted to leave Jesse, and Jesse didn't want to leave Michelle. So I mean,
it's the same thing as Sandoval and Ariana. He doesn't want to leave either.
I will never support the divorced parents talking shit on each other publicly or like to the kids. I'll never support it. It's always gross to me. And like, you can do that privately. You can do that with your girlfriends. You can do that with your parents. But like to put it out into the world where your daughter will someday read it, or to tell your daughter like, oh, well, that's why your dad's
they're
a
on
piece
the
of shit.
Valley.
That's what I'm saying. Even fucking worse.
Those interviews will live on forever.
It's terrible.
Well, then we have Mauricio Mansky kissing his new woman in Mykonos.
Do we know who she is?
Not confirmed. We don't. It's not confirmed yet. But Kyle removed wife from her bio.
Why
finally.
didn't she not do that sooner?
That's what I thought.
Haven't they been like separated for quite some time?
Well, a minute. Yeah.
It's kind of weird though. It kind of feels like Kyle, like you're the one that wanted the separation to begin with, and then it's like, but milking every moment of like, well, I had to take wife out of my bio because you're making. You don't want to be married to this man.
Yeah, it does seem a little. Why didn't she? She seems to be moving on. He's moving on. I don't think Mauricio. He's doing this in a public setting.
Yeah.
So
it makes me think that on her end, like separated when he was spotted, got redefined as we're divorced.
Mauricio's new girlfriend is a 33-year-old Ukrainian American actress model, Nikita Khan.
Okay.
Is that confirmed though?
Yeah. TMZ, Page 6, Daily Mail.
Well, and then
all of the trustworthy pages.
But the pages that would identify her in 2.5 seconds.
That's crazy.
Kyle was also seen at a Morgan Wade concert, like in a sexy dress right after as well.
What is a sexy dress? Like lingerie or just like a dress?
It was sexy to me.
There was like beads and lace.
It was like
I don't think
shorter, and then it was like the lines that make you look more curvy.
But her wearing a sexy dress around another woman.
I know. That's me. That was my own headline, but she did look sexy.
Yeah, but I agree with Sierra. It's more like it does give kind of milking,
like keeping the wife.
Yeah, or like I'm the victim.
Yes, it's like she's only updating her relationship status as soon as like Mauricio, quote unquote, fucks up. But clearly Mauricio is just living his life and making out with this person who probably has some kind of rapport, whether like they've defined a relationship or it's officially his girlfriend, whatever it is. He's in a public setting. Mauricio has been in the public eye for years. He knows how this shit works. He didn't just come out of the villa, so to speak, where he's like, oh my God, I didn't realize I'm famous, and so it's always like, yeah, a reaction to something Mauricio's doing, even though it seems like in reality, Mauricio and Kyle have an expectation of what is okay and what's not okay. And Kyle seems to be waiting for Mauricio.
Well, that's where I think maybe they were separated. We know that, but maybe separated was redefined as, okay, we're actually separated once he was seen publicly.
I guess,
Yeah.
but why? But why is...
So maybe she was like, I am still wife, but now I'm not wife.
He lives in a different house. You guys broke up on national television.
I agree. She's
Like,
walking around with Morgan.
You know,
so.
you're not wearing your wedding. You haven't been wearing your wedding ring since before the rumors of separation came out. Like, you're not hurt by this. I don't think. Maybe you are, but I'm like not to a point to where it's like, well, this is the final straw. We're never repairing our marriage. And that's kind of like what that makes it seem like. It's like, oh, there was a shot in hell, but because you got caught making out with this girl, wife is gone. And it's not that serious. It's not that deep.
Unless there's a world where Mauricio like asked Kyle not to remove the wife headline. I don't know.
What a wild request.
Yeah, why would he ask that?
Of all things, can you please not change the bio on your Instagram? But I'm gonna go make out with some chick.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm gonna make everyone think my Dancing with the Stars relationship is like more than what it is. But like, please
Forgot
don't
about
take
that.
out wife from your bio.
Yeah, no, I'm with you guys. I absolutely...
No, you're just throwing that out to play devil's advocate.
I want to try to give Kyle the benefit of the doubt.
No, yeah, I do too.
You know.
Whenever I'm gearing up for my next trip, deciding what to pack is always so incredibly stressful. The clothes I have either don't fit, they're worn out, they don't match, and then I discovered Quince. It's our go-to for high-quality vacation essentials we'll be packing for trips to come. Like premium European linen dresses, blouses, and shorts from $30, washable silk tops, premium luggage options, and so much more. The best part, all Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands.
Absolutely love Quince. Whether it's the men's stuff or the women's stuff, Quince has something for everyone, and it's amazing their prices and the quality that you get. Truly, it will blow your mind when you shop with Quince. By partnering directly with top factories, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passing the savings down to you. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes that we love. We love that they are conscious, and their stuff looks great too. A bit ago, I ordered the Mongolian cashmere crew neck sweater, and I've been obsessed with it ever since. I've been obsessed with mostly the price. I mean, most of the time when you buy cashmeres, it's hundreds of dollars, but not with Quince. It's only $59.90. You cannot beat that price. And the quality is top notch. Pack your bags with high quality essentials from Quince. Go to quince.com/VIALL for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/VIALL to get free shipping and 365-day returns.
There's a lot of decisions you have to make when you have a baby. And the one that I feel the most comfortable and safe making is using Huggies for our daughter, River. I always tell Nick that when River's crying, she's trying to tell us something. And that's the case with most babies. They express it through cries. And so we've turned to Huggies. The new Huggies Skin Essentials are here. A brand new dermatologist-approved line of diapers, wipes, and pull-ups training pants that are all designed with baby's sensitive skin in mind.
Their wipes are so thick and pH balanced to help maintain healthy skin. Their wipes have zero harsh ingredients for a great, gentle clean.
The Skin Essential Diapers features the Skin Protect Liner, which is what helps take care of the ick and stick that can cause rash. They have this liner built in their diapers.
The whole diaper helps protect against the top two causes of rash by managing moisture and running mess. The liner gives you the barrier to help absorb moisture and lock away runny mess from baby skin. Pull-Up Skin Essentials has your big kid covered too with a training pant that is ultra soft and breathable to help protect sensitive skin through potty training. Learn more at Huggies.com.
Once again, head to Huggies.com to learn more.
All right, Bachelor. It's week 3. Jen, really proud of her speech.
I think we started at the stripper dance.
Or the intro.
Or the helicopter. It's the quintessential
God.
helicopter episode.
What about the disclosure at the
The
beginning?
disclosure at the beginning of it was weird. If you have a weak heart or a raging libido, viewer discretion is advised.
I forgot about that.
And Jesse reading it.
Jesse reading it.
What?
And then you saw what they were referring to, and you were like, oh my God, drier than
Yeah, my libido is
Sahara
fine.
Desert. Yeah.
You guys clearly didn't watch the heart rate challenge on
Yeah.
Love Island.
Yeah.
It's like, guys, I've been desensitized.
I've been completely desensitized.
Whose hand is going in the fire?
Yeah, like after seeing Devin's dance, I don't think I will ever recover. I loved his confidence. He absolutely popped the fuck off.
In
but
a
like,
thong.
I just will never get that out of my head. And I know Jen won't either.
Right, I love that. Like we have like Miguel throwing his like hand in the fire
And choking
then we have,
Leah.
and then we have Sam just breaking his wrist trying to do like a dolphin dive
Oh,
onto the
no.
ground. I was
First
like,
of all, he didn't break his wrist. And I actually I really felt for Sam. I felt for one Sam. The other Sam I
N.
hate.
Yeah, Sam.
Which
N.
one do you hate and which one
Sam
do you
N
We
is-
feel
hate
for?
Sam M.
Yeah, we're all on the
We
same
all
page,
hate.
right?
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, the Juan Pablo-ish kind
Yeah.
of.
I feel like I called it. I said he's either going to win or he's going to be the villain. And I was like, low key,
He's the villain.
He's the villain.
He's
Yeah.
the villain and Devin's going to win.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely rooting for Devin.
Me too.
That would honestly potentially save this season. So unexpected.
Sam N's one-liners give me the most like ick I think I could ever feel. And it sucks because like I know he feels like he's delivering them with so much swag,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like,
It's bothering me.
and I get it. I've been there. That like you crumble at like this man that you have so much sexual tension with, but like, babe, he is not it.
No.
He's like so far from it, and I just need her. I need her to realize.
Also, it's just like a little like.
Actually, I'm so sorry. I want her to have a fantasy suite with him. I want her to like enjoy that
Play it
sexual
out.
tension and like, but I want her to be like, I know this isn't my man, but like, I want to fuck him.
Do you think she's going to make it all the way to fantasy suite?
I don't think so. It's
No.
too.
Probably
He is
not.
top 4. He's for sure top 4.
I don't know. He's really annoying.
I mean, based off they're not showing him in a great light for a guy who got the first impression rose and who seems to be Jen's favorite so far. He looks like the bully who's calling someone else the bully.
Yeah.
He is putting his nose where it doesn't fucking belong all the time. That doesn't scream front runner. You know, I got the first impression rose way back when and ended up becoming the villain on my season. And it was more because like everyone just like decided to like be pissed because I was talking to Andy. He is sticking his nose in where he doesn't need to be involved in the drama. Like it's not as if like it's not like he's making moves and the guys are saying, Sam M, like what the fuck are you doing? And he's just like, hey man, guys, I'm just like going after the girl I like. He's not involved in drama where he's forced to defend himself like Devin is. Like
Yeah.
Devin might be obnoxious and loud, or maybe you don't agree with all his moves. Devin is responding.
He's always on the defense.
He's always on the defense. Sam is on the offense. And front runners who have a connection with the lead, who go far, are never unnecessarily on the offense involved in drama this early on. Am I making
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah,
makes
no,
sense.
I think that Bachelor has done something since last season where they've kind of changed the formula with the villain edit, where like last season it worked so well where the clear villain of the season ended up being the one who everyone loved. And so I think that the same thing is happening now where like Devin in any other past season would be the villain, but now he's not the villain. He's the one who's everybody loves and is obsessed with.
I do have to say, I strike everything I said last episode where I thought he was doing too much. Because now I feel like he's not doing too much.
He's defending Sam and
When he defended
Yeah.
Sam N, I was like, okay, you know what? I like you.
He's also
Yeah.
consistent.
Yeah. I was
Is it
wrong.
N?
N.
Mhm.
N is the
So
virgin.
There's
N
an
is
N and an
no,
M?
Sam N is the one who bared his heart, and Sam M is the one who bared his body.
And N's a virgin?
N's
Love
A love
virgin.
virgin.
A
A
love
love
virgin.
virgin.
He's
N-
never been in love
yes.
before.
N
So
as
the
in
love
never.
virgin
But
is
he is
claiming
fucked.
he's falling in love.
Yes, which is why Sam M is upset.
That was okay. Wait, I was gagged though. Like everybody was stripping, and then he came out. And he was
No,
like, "Cut the music.
Listen,
I love you."
it was definitely not Sam N's best moment. And like Leia said, there's a world in which like he would also be the villain for like
Yes.
moving too fast. He clearly doesn't have a good sense of humor. He's wound up a little tight. We've all been there. He's uncomfortable with this date.
Which
know?
like
Understandable.
understandable.
Didn't come
Yeah.
here for this.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was
Yeah.
auditioning for a Magic Mike.
But in the past,
Yeah.
they have made like that's how I became the villain on Andy's season. It was the mime date, and I was like, at this point, I got the first impression rose. I'm getting all this like one-on-one time with Andy, and I'm believing the bullshit of the world, and I'm like, oh no, I didn't realize I would have feelings. I have feelings. I have to take this seriously. And then next thing you know, I'm on a group date, and they're like, dress up and act like a mime. I'm like, why the fuck do I need to do this fucking bullshit?
So
I
did
would-
you not do it?
He said, "I love you."
did it, but I looked like a petulant child. They
Okay.
made like that was the beginning of that was my origin story of my villain edit because they're like, this guy's just like he's being a baby, you know, and like I wasn't, you know, doing what I was supposed to be doing. And in Bachelor Nation, that's kind of all it takes for you to be a villain is to not be an outsider, right? And so here is Sam N not loosening up and taking it a little too seriously. We've all been there. Understandable why, you know. And in the past, they would have vilified this. And instead, they showed Devin standing up for someone who just felt a little uncomfortable with the situation. And that's super understandable. And then you had Sam M and the other dude, Thomas just
M.
being fucking like snickering bullies. And like it just gave like very high school where they're the cool kids, you know, the tatted up cool kids who like are laughing at the guy who was uncomfortable.
Mean Girls.
Who decided to like, instead of take off his shirt, be vulnerable in a way that he was more comfortable with and laugh at him for it because they decided it was too fast.
When him and Jen were making out, I was like
a little
scared.
uncomfortable.
I was like, I don't like this at all.
She was like, stop.
And
he was on top of her.
Why was he? She was like, you haven't asked me to be your girlfriend yet. Why did he straddle her? And then she was like, no, what are you doing? Then he gets down on one knee and she's like, no.
Whispers in her ear.
doing?
Did I miss this? When did this happen?
On the group date. It was like, and it's like, we get it, Sam. Like, you have physical chemistry with Jen, but like, now he's just like forcing a very heavy makeout moment every time he talks to her. It's just like, that's all you got?
Because that is all he's got. I'm like, he doesn't spend time actually trying to get to know her. His whole time spent away from her is just talking about Devin. Like, you're not invested in Jen at all. So the only thing you have is like my hot man card. And it's like, he kept saying like my bothersome or whatever he was saying. And it was just like, this is annoying. It's like, repetitive.
This is why I bother you. Make out, make out, make out. We're not going to be PG tonight. Make out, make out, make out. It's all these like one fucking liners.
Yeah.
Sandwiched in between makeouts.
Who was the Bachelorette that was like judging the striptease as well? And she was like, be wary of the ones with sexual
she was like a
tension.
Australian Bachelorette.
Yeah. I mean, she wasn't wrong.
Nope.
No, she was pretty spot on.
Nope.
But it is interesting that and the question is why are they showing Sam in this light, right? Does that mean Sam's going to go home sooner than later because Jen's going to find out about him?
I think it's the same thing as last season where like Sydney thought that she was going to get the good edit and then didn't. Like him and Thomas think that they're the ones who are going to come out on top with this edit.
Yes.
Like they almost think that what they're doing is chivalrous or something.
Yeah,
or
they
like,
think that they're saving Jen.
Yeah, and it's like Jen doesn't need to be saved.
When I feel like Aaron left, so then they were like, we have to carry the torch of what Aaron was doing.
Also, fucking
which is weird.
Weak ass fucking move, Aaron. Like you're gonna protect the guys, but you were like there for her.
She was pissed. I was glad. I loved Jen in that moment where she was just like, "All right, well, fuck you, get out of here." Like,
yeah. And I'm way more annoyed knowing that Aaron is Noah's brother because it's just like it just gives phony.
Yeah.
And this whole storyline was like, oh, I got this. First of all, like that's awesome that he gets to be a fighter pilot, and finally his dreams that he always wanted to come true seem to be coming true. And maybe it is just a coincidence, but it kind of gives he always knew he was going to have to leave. And now we always hear like producer plant. We heard it like, Haktua Girl has been accused of being a producer or like a industry plant or whatever, producer plant. And I don't know why the show showed him in this light because it gives producer plant. Like here it is a guy who's the twin brother of someone else who's been like a very notable character on your franchise. And it seems like a guy who takes himself very seriously, like very analytical guy. But he's doing all these bits. He had the book bit last week.
Have you seen the update on that too? That people are saying that it's not even a real book, that it was very much a prop.
Probably.
Like it's not like a published book at all.
Oh, I believe that. Yeah. In real time, I forgot all about it. Like I said, it was 4 seasons ago. But once you look at it, it was clearly some kind of like
callback to Noah
Bennett. To nothing.
Yeah.
I don't really for what? For like the diehards who were still watching 5 seasons ago. But it just makes your characters look more disingenuous. Like I don't understand why they do that. And then he finds out about this, but decides not to say anything to Jen about it at first. He's going to decide you want us to believe that he is going to consider giving up on his dream. He finally got the call
for a group date rose.
Like, right, like if he got that group date rose, he's like, all right, I'm giving up.
And again, his brother should have been like, dude, group date roses, they don't mean all that much. As we say, there are love roses and drama roses. Sometimes the lead will like, I got to give my person a rose. I want to validate them. They need a little pick me up.
Do you think everyone who's been on the show knows that? Because you obviously have been on 4 times. You like have some friends that have worked on the show.
I think Noah should know enough that like at the end of the day, it's kind of common sense.
I mean, but I doubt maybe he did before Aaron leaves. He's like, all right, man, listen, group date rose is if you get one, don't take it. Doesn't mean that much. Like, you think he gave him like a breakdown of
I would to my brother that I cared
Maybe.
about.
Yeah.
If I wanted my brother to do well, like the whole, when you go on The Bachelor, they have all these levers that they can pull to basically, get you to react, to activate you, to trigger you, to put your guard down or put your guard up, right? And if I had someone who I cared about on the show, I would try to think of all the things that's just like, this is going to happen and this is going to happen. Honestly, don't stress about this shit. Focus on this. How do people look bad on the show? By overreacting to small things, by putting their nose in where it doesn't belong, by being nosy and speaking for the Bachelorette when you don't even know her. Aaron's doing all of that. Like, I don't know. I would have thought that Aaron would know something about the show that he's been on a couple times.
I need them to blacklist the words right reasons. I can't, we just cannot go through this every season. We can't. There's got to be I think someone said, like, you're here to play games or something. We're getting better. It's a little bit better.
What are all the different ways we can say this that's not wrong reasons?
Fake. Call someone fake.
Bad intentions.
I think there's a lot of fake people here.
Fake, yeah.
Disingenuous. Yeah.
No.
Here for a good time, not a long time.
Yuck. Danger zone.
Do we think Aaron
send home Sam M?
Should Aaron have said who he thought it was, or like who he was saying?
Yes.
If you're gonna open your mouth and do that
on your exit, by the way,
yeah,
like, it's not like
you're not helping Jen. Clearly, you're just you're causing her more stress, and it's also incredibly condescending to just be like, well, that's your job to figure out.
My jaw was dropped.
So rude.
Yeah.
It's as if like, you're testing her or you're giving her some sort of assignment or a challenge. No, you're just
like, she should say thank you.
Yeah.
Why say anything at all? If you're not going to say it, then don't say it.
It's giving, I'm here for the producers.
Yeah.
I'm here for the wrong reason.
It's not here for the right reason.
Yeah.
Literally.
She clocked that though. The second he said that, she was like, okay, leave.
I loved her reaction in that moment because she was how everybody felt.
She was over
I'm also so glad she did not hug him.
Yeah.
I feel like so many times, and I feel like us women, we struggle with this a lot of like not wanting to hurt someone's feelings or embarrass them. So you just kind of like swallow, like it makes you uncomfortable. You don't want to do it. But you're like, fuck, I'll just like do it anyways because like this is going to be awkward. I don't want to be mean. So like, sure, I'll just like hug him. And you really don't want to. And I'm so fucking glad she didn't because he was so slimy in that situation. And I'm just like glad that she was like, okay, well then bye, leave.
Yeah. And couldn't you argue that like if you had the possibility even of getting this call, like Aaron's trying to convince Jen that he knows that some of these guys aren't ready for marriage. Well, clearly you're not ready for marriage, Aaron. You have some big life goals that you have yet to accomplish that require you to like go off to school and fully commit. I'm guessing most people in fighter school don't have like the bandwidth for a very intimate personal relationship. Maybe they just deserve to be single for a while. Aaron knew this about himself. Why the fuck is he showing up to this environment knowing full well that this was on the table? Doesn't scream ready for a relationship.
You just read him to filth.
Nick
you are so right.
Nick is sat.
That's so true. Nick is sat.
He sat.
And everyone else is sat too. That is crazy. No. That's genuinely like, you're so fucking right. Like he's sitting there being like, there's guys here who aren't ready to get married, but you're fucking leaving for a job.
They're like, and good for you, but clearly, like, it's not.
You aren't ready either.
You're not in the season to settle down, Aaron. You got some bigger ambitions.
That's so true. Wow, that's crazy.
That is really true.
What exactly about Devin says, I am not willing or ready to like settle down because he has a sense of humor? I don't know much about women, but I do know that every single one of them says, I would like a guy who like is fun and funny and makes me laugh. I just want to laugh and have a good time. And Devin, more than anyone so far, has shown that he's willing to laugh and have a good time and be foolish. And some of his jokes might not be for you, but at least he's willing to like have some fun. Like, imagine what it's like to be, we made such a big deal about like Brett, right? And God, we love Brett. Thanks, Brett. Thanks for showing up and having so much fun with us. But like, it's also an environment where you have like 98% of all the guys there have these chiseled 6-pack abs. And then Devin, like very humbly is just like, I struggled with my weight when I was younger. Doesn't seem to struggle with his weight now, but he has a very, average bod. And felt very uncomfortable in that environment where all these other guys are just like taking off their shirts, and like most of these men who showed up for this date were like waiting for this date. This was the date that they were training for when they were all going to CrossFit and like doing all those sit-ups and like going on these crazy diets. They were fantasizing literally about like, I hope there's a stripper date. I hope there's some sort of like date where they fantasized in the mirror about taking their shirt off.
Something I can take my shirt off.
Meanwhile, Devin's like, fuck, I hope this doesn't happen. I hope this doesn't happen. When it did happen, what did he do? He leaned the fuck in, put on the thong, and goofed around and had some fun and made Jen laugh. That screams, I am ready for a serious relationship because I know how to like make her more comfortable even when I'm uncomfortable. I don't think Sam, when he's uncomfortable, would focus on Jen's discomfort. I don't even know if I would.
Nick is standing on business right now. Nick is literally speaking fucking facts. I asked Nick if he thought he could rip his tank top. And he was like, they probably have like, it's like perforated.
They no,
it's like
they're
definitely special. They're definitely special shirts.
I thought about this too.
I honestly, I empathize with Devin because like being a new dad, I haven't done that many push-ups lately. I'm looking fine, whatever, but like not, and I'm not like fine, but I'm looking fine.
No, you're looking fine.
But like back in the day, like I definitely had more confidence when I took my shirt off, and now it's just like
how heavy is River?
None of your fucking business.
Whoa!
All I'm saying is
never ask a woman's weight.
Yeah, what the fuck? She's like 16 pounds.
You're holding a weight every day and lifting it. That's a workout.
Yeah.
Every time I talk bad about myself, Justin's always there to pick me up.
Pick you up.
Wait, so am I.
Sweet boy.
I know, babe. But at work.
Nick's like, thank God I have Justin.
Justin's
to make
my work
me
wife.
Feel better.
There you go.
Oh yeah, we need to ask Natalie her opinion on work wife and husband.
Yeah, if I were coming home one day and like been like, my work wife.
Me.
If I didn't know it was Justin, I'd be fucking pissed.
If it was a woman, a straight woman who you were like,
what?
I'm like, sorry,
No.
who's that calling you on a Saturday afternoon? Oh, it's my work wife.
No, that's disgusting.
Yeah, that's what
No. But like Justin, love, support fully. Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah, if every husband is like, oh, it's my work wife, and it's Justin, like,
pass me around.
Bring him home.
Yay!
Bring him over for dinner.
Yeah.
And I really didn't
Can
think.
he sleep in the bed with us? Yay!
But you're right, Leia. I didn't think about this until you brought it up, and I hope that you're right. But I hope that this is the show not always siding with the house. Because in the past, it was always the house was the biggest bully, and whatever the house agreed with, that's usually how the edit went. And people like Devin were always like thrown under the bus because they were a little bit different.
I am curious. Obviously, I know all of our takes, but I am curious if people are more Team Sam, M, or Devin.
I don't know.
Like
a lot of times the hotties get the benefit of the doubt.
We should circle back on that on
Thursday,
Thursday's reality
yeah.
recap and see what the reaction was.
Post a poll.
I do think after people see how Jen responded to Sam M, after Aaron left, people won't like him. She was like, I'm glad you're okay.
oh yeah, when he's like, that's my boy Aaron, and like,
I know, I was so
and he's
proud
like, it's
of her
all
for
good,
that,
I'm
too.
good, and she's like, glad you're good. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
He
This
did not
wasn't
read the room.
Your
Yeah, the fact that he didn't ask, like, are you okay? Like, how did that affect you? Like, is there any way I
Yeah.
can help, like, figure out who it is? It's not me. Like, I'm here for you. But he's just like, that's my boy. And like, do you want to make out?
By the way, this goes back to Nick's point where Sam M is not here for the right reasons.
No, not at all.
Because he's here to he cares more about Aaron leaving for himself than Aaron leaving and how that affects Jen.
I think she knows that though. Her response is like, I'm over it. Like, you annoy me. The whole like, I'm glad you're okay.
And the Bachelorette who gave Jen that advice was, I'm guessing, a little bit of foreshadowing. I don't think Sam M makes Final Four.
Final 5.
I mean, I hope I'm wrong because I hope he makes the Final Four.
He's gonna make it far.
And I hope he only becomes. I hope the real villain of this season is Sam M.
I think it will be. I think Sam M and Devin are going to clash the whole way through. And I think Devin is going to win.
Interesting.
You think Devin's gonna win?
I think Devin's going to win.
I think Devin's the next Bachelor.
I think Devin will make Final 2.
Oh, I would love Devin to be
He's
the next
the next
I think
Bachelor.
That would be fun.
Maybe he'll make Final 2 and be the next Bachelor because he's great for this show.
I feel like I love my tops now are Jonathan,
Yeah.
Marcus.
Okay, I'm still.
Jonathan was the one who ripped off the pants and it said gin on his butt
He's
cheek.
the one who came with his face
He won the
taped up.
challenge. Yes. Good. He also seemed like a really good sense
Genuine.
of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He won the challenge, yeah.
So I like him. I like Marcus. I loved that she
I
pulled
love
Marcus
Marcus.
first after Aaron left. She's like, you know what, Marcus, can we go talk? It was
Yeah.
like, that's her safe place. Like
Mhm.
she feels comfortable with him. She feels safe with him. I really liked that. And
I like Grant also.
Marcus is the veteran.
Yes.
yeah.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Like Marcus.
Yeah.
Marcus is in my final four for sure.
He's final four, yeah.
I was really sad that Hakeem went home though, because I'm gonna miss
Yeah.
his facials.
I don't think she liked him though.
Yeah, with those eyeballs.
I like Austin, too.
Yeah,
I
I
like
like
Austin, too.
Austin.
He seems very sincere.
I think if we see a different side, like, I think he needs a one-on-one. I think we need to see like a side of him.
Grant.
when he was panicking at the end, being like, I just like wanted to talk to her, be able to validate her, and now I just like I'm nervous. I was like, oh, sweetie.
I know.
Wait,
I really liked Jeremy this episode. He really won me over a little bit. He seemed a little tightly wound episode 1, driving in the car and getting upset that someone like went into not his car. But to me, that like it tells me him stopping the race car to make out with Jen told me that like he's kind of realizing what this atmosphere is and just kind of like go for it and take over your own storyline and stop worrying about being everyone's best friend and being the most popular guy in the house and just do you. And that was him doing that, right? He had no idea like what was going to happen for not winning the race, but he was like, I'm just going to have this moment. It was a private moment. And it's just like, it was a nice, fun move. And it really like endeared me to Jeremy. I wasn't sure about him. So far, Team Jeremy.
Yeah.
I feel like Sam N is a little stiff, right? I mean, I think obviously which totally understandable. I like get why he didn't want to participate, but I just think it is funny how one of his facts is that he's a big prankster and loves April Fool's Day, and it's like these two are not.
Also, like he probably don't wear the gauze, Sam.
Oh.
Yeah, he's like, I like sprained my thumb, and then he just has it wrapped in like ace bandage. Like it's not even in a splint. It's just like wrapped up.
Then like either you need to go to the doctor or you don't, right? And if you don't need to go to the doctor, just
don't
like
wear that shit.
don't wear the thing that makes you look like you need a Band-Aid.
Yeah, if it's not broken, don't wear a cast. You can deal with a sprain.
It's
he
like
wants sympathy.
I know, but it
did she-
backfired, right?
Yeah,
Like,
did she even ever say like, "Oh, I'm so sorry you hurt yourself"? Like,
No.
can we?
No.
was
That's
there-
the thing. I think he was worried that she wouldn't know that he hurt his thumb because like it's not like there was blood or
I think
it
Sam
snapped in half. It just
Yeah.
got a little sprained. And so to make sure that she was aware that he had a boo-boo, he put an ace bandage on his thumb. But like instead, we're all just like, why is this guy milking an injury?
That's his issue though, because I think Sam N has siloed himself into like, I need your approval. Where like he said I love you, but then apologized after, and she was like, you don't need to like take back what you want to say. I feel like she no longer can fall in love with him because now he is like the sympathy card.
I don't think Sam N is ready for
No.
marriage, but I think he's well-intentioned and he's just maybe not there yet.
For sure. Naive.
And he's a fish out of water, and it really endeared me to Devin because that was actual bullying. We saw Thomas and Sam M try to make Sam N feel bad about his decisions that he thought were the right move. He was uncomfortable, and they just laughed at him. Very mean girl. And Devin, like people who stand up for bullies when it's not the popular thing to do. Like Devin doesn't give a fuck that the whole house is against him. He's willing to stand up for these guys, and that's not easy to do. And most people in those environments don't do it. And that's why they usually are allowed to have to take the opinion of the house and makes the outsider the villain and the bully the hero. That is the house, because not enough people are willing to stand up to someone. But Devin was, which gives the show an opportunity to show the house in a different light. And that takes a lot of fucking guts what Devin did. And he stood up for someone who couldn't stand up for himself is literally like the definition of someone who's willing to stand up for bullies. And ironic, the fact that Sam M's calling Devin a bully, it's just like, dude.
You're the bully.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, ugh.
He's giving like not as extreme, but like Chad vibes. Do you remember the like scary Chad? I
No,
can't
he
remember.
doesn't. No,
Oh,
before
God.
her time.
He was also on
What
Paradise.
season was he on?
JoJo's.
He was like scary. Went out into the woods, like eats cold cuts and just like ready to just like I don't even know, just
Destroy.
like destroy everybody. Yeah, like he was just
He was a whole
awful.
other
Did
character.
he punch a hole in a wall or something?
I feel like he punched a tree or something. I don't know, but
I don't know.
he just gives like these like super aggressive vibes that I'm just like not here for.
I'm really curious what people are going to think about that couch scene where Sam
Yeah.
was it gave not reading the room
Mm-mm.
and not reading a woman's discomfort of you being overly physical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
I'm really
hated
curious
that.
how Bachelor Nation responds to that because I felt uncomfortable for Jen in that moment.
Same. Because she just wanted to talk and have a conversation, and he was trying to do anything but.
Mm-mm.
You know who else surprised me? Spencer. Spencer got the one-on-one with the quintessential helicopter date.
Yeah.
And I thought he was so sweet.
He was very sweet.
At first, yeah, he kind of gives maybe a little nerdy.
Yeah.
Maybe a little awkward. I did not need to hear a sad story this fast. Let me get to know the guy a little bit before he's just like, yeah, listen, I was cheated on.
Yeah.
Because it's a real story. You know what I'm saying? Like after he told the story, I'm like, this guy has been through it. Like this sounds like this sucks. This fucked him up a little bit. Like, but let me get to know you a little bit more, you know? And I don't even blame Spencer for it. It's just like the format of the show, but let him.
Yeah, I feel like I want them to start sharing
something, anything.
Yeah, like maybe give your sad story like the end. And I guess maybe that's like editing vibes. I don't know. But yeah, it does feel like we don't even know anything about, like, did he talk about being a pet portrait entrepreneur? I'm kind of like interested in that. What are you doing?
I'm very interested in that.
You know, like, can we talk about that?
Your sense of humor or something?
His backstory was like necessary though, because he was like, he's ready for marriage.
And it won
he's
me
here
over.
for the right reasons.
I guess.
Well,
I guess. You know, and it won me over too, but it's just more.
Do people feel like pressure to say their story right away because they're like, I could go home on this date and like I have to share
Show
something
her
that's
that like
gonna
I've been through something.
Yeah, like I have to get my story in because I could go home tonight.
There's always the daytime portion of their date, right? They went for a helicopter flight and looked at cliffs and did whatever. And they're always like obviously told to save like the conversation stuff for the conversation. They go back to their hotel room, they change, they eat, have a snack, yada yada. And yeah, there's usually a conversation between their producer and them about like, it's kind of like more, what do you want to talk about tonight? You know, they'll definitely ask, but if there's a story to tell, sometimes they'll say like, well, wait for that. You know, like don't get to the heavy stuff right now. Now they seem to be so quick to get to the heavy stuff. Like to me, this tells me that Spencer, who knows? Different people in charge now. They're editing the show slightly different. But to me, this says that Spencer's one-on-one date this early was more for the show and for Jen, like setting up Jen's storyline. Like, here's a relatable character with a relatable story. They've dated the wrong people. Give Jen an opportunity to be like, oh, I relate to this guy. And less about Jen's connection with Spencer. Because in the past, if they thought that Spencer was in the top 4, let's say after night 1, she's like, he's in my top 4. They most likely, like, this guy's going to get a lot of one-on-one time. So let's get to know him a little bit first. And then the second one-on-one, let's have him drop, like, his heartbreaking story. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm right, you know? Like, I think I opened up about past relationships on my first one-on-one a little bit, too. So who knows? But, yeah, I don't know. The sob stories are just...
I mean,
they just get right into it.
I do feel like, though, for like a first date, it's not uncommon to be like, hey, like, so what happened in your past relationships? It's not like he was like, when I was 6, my mom died. Like, you know, I feel like a lot of the times the trauma dumping and the big stuff, it's like, that's soon to come. But I was like, I feel like this one at least was, it was teed up correctly for a first date conversation.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I will say that was like, we had so much fun. The helicopter was great. He's like, yeah, the helicopter was great. So I was engaged. And this, like, that's how it felt like it went instead of like.
And I doubt it actually went that way. I'm sure
they probably cut out a lot of fluff.
Yeah.
Have we ever seen anybody kind of just brush through something? Like, I feel like I'd be the person to come on and just casually mention that my dad passed away. And they'd be like, wait, what? And I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
Well, honestly, I would like that better. I would have been better if it just came across was Jen was pulling it out of him a little bit and he was a little bit reluctant, but finally opened up because Jen made him feel comfortable. The way they show it, at least, is if like he just knows he has to say it.
He has a script prepared.
Exactly. And it's like that doesn't give like chemistry where I'm starting to feel more comfortable. This is becoming a safe space. It just becomes like something that Jen has to respond to. And she almost felt a little like unprepared for it a little bit. I don't know. This is all to say, yeah, Spencer did win me over. And I like how when they were all arguing at the end, Spencer the one who spoke up and was like, this is stupid. Everyone shut the fuck up. We're wasting everyone's time.
Yep.
And to me, that says front runner who like finally didn't want to open up. He didn't want to say anything. He has a rose. He's good. But these guys are just being fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. He couldn't keep it in the box. He was like, can you guys just shut up?
Yeah.
This is not important.
So Good guy, Spencer. So far, I really like him.
Yeah, I like him too.
And we lost 4 people, including Aaron, right? Going home last night.
Only 3.
Well, Aaron went home and then
Hakeem went home.
home.
Aaron went home, and
Thomas
one
A
other
went home.
guy.
Thomas
A. Yeah.
Okay, so 3.
I was
Thomas
just
went
sad
home.
about.
Tom.
Oh, this guy. Thomas
Yeah.
A.
Oh, that Thomas. Oh.
I was just really sad about Hakeem.
I know, me too.
What a special guy.
I miss him already.
Thomas N gets mad at everything.
He's always in drama. He's always getting upset. He's always getting offended.
Exhausting.
But the producers must love him because they can always be like, "Doesn't that piss you off?" And he's like, "Fuck yeah, man! Fuck yeah,
True. Yeah.
fuck yeah." All you have to say to Thomas N is, "Doesn't that piss you off?" And he's just ready to be activated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we need to just make sure we remind everyone that we are talking about the people we see on TV. We don't know these people personally.
Yes.
Would you like to give a
Speech?
shout out to our friend?
Oh. We
What's
are often
happening?
reminded that like people listen to our show.
What is the tea?
I know. I'm dying here.
I think it's important that we remind everyone that this
That
is.
we are covering an event and we don't know these people.
It's not personal.
It's not
And I'm sure
personal.
if we met you, we'd love you and we'd like have so much fun. It's never that deep.
And sometimes yes, we might say some snarky things, but we think you're all great.
Who called you out?
Yeah.
My sweet friend met Tanner.
Jaden Tanner?
No.
No.
Oh.
There's a
Met
couple Tanners.
Yeah.
Which Tanner?
He was on the most recent Bachelor in Paradise. Really tall.
That's not narrowing it down.
Yes. No, I know who you're talking about.
It starts with a C. Tanner. They got a
Heartthrobby was in with he had a moment on Paradise with
Yeah.
He's
yes,
this guy.
right there.
Yes. What's his last name?
Cortad.
Christian Cortad, yeah.
Yes. Tanner Cortad. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, like you were on The Bachelor. So cool. Like I have a friend, like Nick, he was on The Bachelor." And he was like, "Oh, Nick hates me."
And for the longest time, before she told me the hate part, I was like, Tanner, who, which Tanner? Because there's so many Tanners.
There's so many Tanners.
And then she told me the story. I'm like, I do? Like,
What?
Remind me why.
And then
what did I say?
I texted her back and I was like, "No, like we've never met him. We don't. Nick doesn't hate him. Like I don't
I'm
hate
sure
him.
I
I'm
said
like,
something,
We sure Nick probably just said something about like how he was acting on Bachelor
like
in
he's
Paradise.
doing nothing for me or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't
Tanner,
even
if you're out there, if
remember.
you're listening, we love you. We definitely don't hate you.
Definitely don't hate.
No.
you.
It's nothing
We'd love
personal.
to meet you. I'm sure you're
I'm
fabulous.
Sure you're swell.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's just to remind the people that we talk about, we're talking about you on a TV show, not you in real life,
Listen, you're-
not your character, not who you. We're watching you portrayed on a TV show, edited by people who don't have your best interest at heart.
And they silently
They're the problem,
and
not
they,
us.
yes, and they silo you into a character. Unfortunately, you weren't on Love Island, where they give you like the bandwidth and the airtime to show your good and bad, traits, and we could see you more as a human rather than you representing a certain type of guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, Tanner, we love you. There's so many. I forget.
Find everything you need to summer your way at Wayfair, no matter your style or budget. From keeping kids entertained in the backyard and relaxing on the patio to gathering friends for a dinner party, Wayfair has everything you need to make your home the ultimate summer destination. Shop all your summer essentials that will make your home in the talk of the neighborhood, from garden gnomes to gazebos.
We have a bunch of Wayfair that decorates our house, plus our entire office was brought to you by Wayfair. Wayfair is the go-to destination for every home, no matter your style or budget. Make your home or office a summer staycation destination for sun, fun, and relaxation. They've got a huge selection of summer home goods, ranging from patio furniture to umbrellas to grills and decor.
Everything you need for your outdoor areas, living room, bedrooms, and more. Wayfair makes it easy with fast and free shipping, even on the big stuff. They'll even help you set it up.
Find everything you need to summer your way at Wayfair. Visit wayfair.com or get the Wayfair mobile app. That is WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair.com. Again, Wayfair. Every style, every home. Listen, I look young. That's what they say. And thanks to OneSkin, they are keeping me young. So many moisturizers out there are just keeping your skin moist, but are they reversing aging? No. Did you know that's an actual thing? It is. It sounds too good to be true. It sounds like something straight out of a science fiction movie, but no, it is reality. It is here, and it is called OneSkin.
All of their products are created by skin longevity scientists and backed lab and clinical studies, so you know they work. And we're not just talking about surface benefits either. Founded by an all-woman team of scientists, OneSkin's products are backed by extensive lab and clinical data to validate their efficacy and safety on all skin types. Not only that, they're the first and only skin longevity company to target cellular senescence, a key hallmark of aging.
Their OS01 peptide, this is the one that targeted the zombie cells that cause lines, wrinkles, and sagging skin, is scientifically proven to reverse skin's biological age at the cellular level. So whether you're laying out at the beach, hiking, or heading out on vacation, OneSkin's OS01 powered sunscreens block UV rays while targeting the UV-induced skin aging you already have. Their topical supplements are the easiest way to keep your skin healthy and hydrated without the harsh ingredients or irritation often found in other skincare products.
OneSkin is more than skincare. It's about skin longevity, targeting the root causes of aging to help you look and feel your best at every age. Get started today with 15% off using code VIALL at oneskin.co.
That's 15% off at oneskin.co with code VIALL. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. It's time to expect more from your skincare routine. Invest in the health of your skin with OneSkin.
Love Island.
Love
I
Island.
feel like all we need to discuss is the finale and the fact that, like, right? Because we don't need to talk about Rob and Cassie.
Well,
Rob and
I
Cassie
wanna-
having sex.
I want to talk about one thing.
Me too.
The Rob and Leah goodbye.
You know,
Listen, I'm on board with her and Miguel now, but you cannot tell me that didn't make anybody else cry.
Cry?
Like, tear up a little though.
Tear up.
I feel like here's the thing about this show that's very different than Bachelor or Perfect Match is that we are commentating and fans are reacting in real time, which gives the producers of the show the opportunity to respond to fans' comments and reactions. And Leah, very authentic. Rob, I like Rob. You know, I think on these shows, it's always easy to shit on all the men and trying to point out all the, fuckboy behavior we see. But we've seen Rob be a good friend to Aaron. We've seen Rob have some nice, charming moments. But like, I am unsure if this is like sincere Rob or if this is Rob just kind of knowing what to say.
Well, Rob went on After Sun and was asked about Leah, and he said, what did he say? He said something like,
He said, I would be lying if I sat here and told you that I don't feel a certain way about Leah, but I'd also be lying if I said I thought we would work out long term at this moment in time. And then he kind of like fumbled through his words and he was like, I have feelings for her, but it's not like, it's just
I
too
think
much.
he's leaning in.
while he's sitting right next to Cassie.
Do you think he just knows that people are
Yeah.
eating this drama
I do,
up and he's just
yeah.
playing into the plot?
I don't know for sure that he doesn't.
It did feel like I was watching a movie.
Yeah, it was like a scripted TV show.
It was like the moment, the closure moment.
Like Rob just knows to kind of
I think a producer told him to do that. I
Because-
think someone was like, you need to say goodbye to
Mhm.
Leah.
have a moment with her.
Hype it up.
I mean, the
Hype
way
it
he
up.
walked in and was
Maybe.
like pointed at her head
I
nod.
died.
It was like, you know what you're fucking doing.
When he pointed at her, I was just like,
But they did
"Oh,"
it for
I
you,
melted.
Leia.
They did.
They did it for you.
I'm so
Did it
glad
for
they did
you.
too.
Okay.
I mean, listen, it's been a will they, won't they this whole season, at least for me.
Literally.
Just me.
Question for the room. How do you sign language you had sex?
The-
Ew, no.
You do the
I
finger
don't
in a
know.
hole?
Yeah.
No, I'm
It's-
definitely doing this.
You're doing Rob's is this. Rob
Mine
is
is that too.
Oh.
I haven't
That's
signaled
yours?
that.
Wait,
I
I
would do
haven't
that.
either, yeah.
you would do this?
I wouldn't do this.
Well, that's how I would say, like, if I was trying to tell somebody.
No, I'd probably just be like,
For those who can't, for those who are just listening, we're going through the circle and the finger motion through
There's
the
that.
hole.
And then there's the Rob,
Or there's the thrust.
air hump thrust.
Yeah, the thrust, maybe.
the thrust feels the most like natural, you know?
I just want to know who I'm sign language that I'm having sex.
Right.
I would
But
be
I'm
the
not being like,
weirdo
I
going
did
like
that.
this. Like,
It was pretty crazy that, I mean, have you ever seen anyone on this show like flat out just be like, yeah, like
No.
we fucked?
no.
Like Cassie just being like, we fucked and like
Well,
before
didn't
we
Nicole
even
and-
kissed.
They,
Kendall did.
they usually
No,
do like
we
metaphors.
Yeah.
we thought they did. And then again, who knows? But when Liv came on, she was like, when I left, no one
No.
at that point had sex. Now, maybe she was not in the know. Maybe it wasn't accurate, but she had the impression no one actually had
True,
sex
that's true.
at that point. And we were very confused because Nicole and Kendall implied that they did. And Liv left after they went into hideaway.
Maybe she just wasn't a part of that conversation.
Maybe not.
Because that's like Love Island lingo is the restaurant 5-star.
Full course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you just get an appetizer? Did you do an
Finger
entree?
food.
All 5 courses. And then that's what they're talking about. That's
Yeah,
Sure,
so the
but
fact that Cassie's like, I can't believe we fucked before we kissed. It's like, okay, bitch, pop off.
they get it.
I
No.
will say I had my teary moment too about Kaylor and Aaron, but them walking out of the villa slow motion, I was like, I kind of like the show.
I believe in Kaylor's love for Aaron.
I agree.
And I also believe in Aaron's love for Rob.
And then before,
Oh my God.
they're more in love.
The
I don't know.
professing of love multiple times where I was like, you two have articulated how you feel about each other more than you have your partners. Rob, your 6 partners. Like they were just, he was like, by the deck in the morning, at the deck before we leave. And do we just jump in this water together?
Well, before they walked out, Aaron goes, "Go find yourself a wife like Kaylor." Like that part, I was like, okay, maybe he does like her. I don't know.
I think Aaron likes Kaylor in his own way.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
His own way just comes across as incredibly boyish and
For sure.
immature and self-centered. And at the end of the day, not incredibly thoughtful and considerate. I was thinking about this the other night or yesterday. You know how people were just like, I'm such a flirt, as if it's like a part of who they are. Is that, it's just like, this is my personality. I'm just such a flirt. And it's like, well, yeah, I get it, right? Like when we're young and we're teenagers in our early 20s, like, and we're single for a long period of time, we have a flirtatious personality. But you know what I've learned that I can do as someone who's been called a flirt my whole life, who's, I've been like, I'm such a flirt. You know what I've done ever since I've gotten married and had a kid? I
Turn it
stopped
off.
being a flirt. I turned it off. I stopped making it a personality trait. And I think that's just part of getting older and being mature and being in a serious relationship. Like, I'm very self-conscious of like, when I take pictures with women who are guests of where my hands are they, I don't want to give any vibes whatsoever. If I compliment, Sierra, hey Sierra, you look nice today. It's not like, oh, that's a real sexy outfit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. It's being a flirt is not a character trait. You weren't born with like the personality of a flirt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you might be an extrovert, you might be charming, but like, it's not an excuse to have been a flirt. And now that you're in a relationship to be like, well, I'm just so flirtatious, I can't help it. No,
Who's saying this?
Aaron.
Oh.
It's always like my love language is physical touch. I'm just like, he's just such a flirt. And like Kaylor is accepting this personality trait. Like, what is Aaron's red flag? They said it's like, oh, he's a flirt. As if like, oh, I can't help it. It's who I am. It's like, no, you've decided that you don't need to turn it off yet, even though you're in a relationship, because that's what like younger, I guess, less mature people who aren't used to being in committed relationships and don't like really think about now that I want to be in this committed relationship, how do I have to change my actions? That's not where Aaron is.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the
Right.
like, well, I guess you can be my girlfriend because I like you, but he
And
hasn't
like
thought about what
accept
that means.
me for like who I am and
And who
I'm
I-
a flirt
yeah.
and like don't try to change me.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a big difference between I'm a flirt and I'm an extrovert.
And like someone who my whole young adult life and as a single person who I've been called a flirt, I've definitely lost a lot of game. I don't know how to do it anymore because I haven't, because I choose not to, because I'm married,
If you don't use it, you will lose it.
Period.
So yeah,
Um,
I don't know.
final dates.
Final dates. Nicole and Kendall
Aw.
definitely got the short end of the stick. And I feel like everyone
Agreed.
else's was so fucking romantic and like sentimental, and they got parasailing. And I just like feel so, and you could tell when Janae came back and she's explaining, and who else? Serena and Kordell come
Serena and
back.
Kordell's.
And they're sitting there listening. You can tell Nicole is like,
What?
You
hey.
got a movie.
Which
night?
one would you have
Fine.
wanted?
Serena
the four?
Kordell.
Serena and Kordell. Yeah.
sure.
Sure. That was so sweet.
Wait, when their date card said #lift up, I just watched Bachelorette, so I was like, great, they're going in the helicopter. And then when they did parasailing, I was like, I forgot that this is not ABC's budget.
Oh,
Just to be, I'm like, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but parasailing, I was like, I would have been so pissed. She got all dressed up already, and then it's like, are you gonna dunk me in the water? Like,
It's
what are you
also-
doing?
oh, so true.
Parasailing for a man is a fairly emasculating thing.
Oh, because your legs are just dangling.
Yeah, it was like Kendall's in there just like dangling in the air. Like he has no control over this.
It's
like,
also
oh,
like not great for women. We're like
Their
strapped
makeup.
in. It's like squeezing our skin the wrong way. We're like knock-kneed, or we're like bent over, like guts out. You're in a swimsuit because you might go in the. Nothing about parasailing is like sexy, hot, attractive.
Yeah, and like after like the first 10 seconds, you're like, all right, is this it? Like, I guess.
I mean, question for the household. Is it a thing that whoever gets the better like last dates are the ones who win? Because Kendall and
Well, no, because
Nicole
voting
like,
had
were
already
the,
closed.
No.
That's what I'm saying. So Nicole and Kendall were like the 4th runner-ups or whatever.
it's
and they
probably
got, like,
more
the
like
less
maybe they knew the
pleasable.
votes.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. And Serena and Kordell were like, in my eyes, the best date, and they won. Like, is that a thing that they use it as a way to like foreshadow?
I'm guessing they're going to give the couples they feel to be the most in love or most genuine the
Mhm.
opportunity to show that genuineness through the dates. And
Got
if they're
it.
like, I don't know, no one really cares about Kendall and Nicole. They're the 4th runner-ups anyways. Like, we got parasailing.
I do feel like their storyline in this finale episode was the strongest, though. I mean,
I cried. They made me, Kendall.
Oh my God.
Nicole made me cry.
Nicole saying she loved him.
Made me
Nick and
cry.
I were both
I have
in
chills
tears
right now just talking about
Yeah,
it.
it was very sincere. Like I said, all of these couples, regardless of what you think, I don't know how they're going to play out. I don't know if they're going to work out, but they all care about each other.
Mhm.
You know, they really do. Like Miguel, what I love about Miguel and continue to love about Miguel is he is very much, he does not overpromise. At the risk of like maybe saying some fuckboy shit, you know, like, because Miguel, even at the exit, was never overstating what he plans on with Leah. It was like, yeah, I'm excited to see like what happens in the real world and see where this can go. That's it. That's all he said, which was very open-ended. I think he knows he's like lives in the UK, you know, and she's in LA and the odds might be stacked against him. But like what he did say, the things that did come out of his mouth, I believe. You know what I'm saying? That he cares about her. And he complimented her, and I think in one of the best possible ways, because he talked about the impact Leah had on him as a man and how he came in kind of with this kind of fuckboy mentality, and he's grown up and she's challenged him in ways that like, honestly, he didn't expect to be challenged. And that felt very sincere. And he didn't make promises he didn't have to make. And like, I just really have been impressed with Miguel. He's a stand-up guy. And like, maybe he's going to go out around and be a fuckboy, but I believe that he isn't going to lead people on necessarily. He's going to be up front. He doesn't overpromise. And I just think at the end of the day, like that he's got good character.
You know what's interesting? We've talked about this previously about like how to change a fuckboy, and we've talked about this in the context of West and many others. I feel like Leah did what you do to change a fuckboy. She was very chill.
Oh, she doesn't overreact, and she's self-aware. She's self-deprecating. I don't think she loses control of who she is for someone like Miguel. And yeah, those are all like ways of you know, making a fuckboy feel like, hey, this is Miguel is so again, Miguel's used to someone making him 3 different versions of eggs. Right?
That's fucking crazy.
And when you don't do that, when you're like, nah, you know, like I'm good, then immediately the fuckboy's like, oh, well, I need to do more for this person because I'm used to doing nothing at all.
Mm-hmm. Well, because it's like he came back from Casa and Leah was just like, okay, like you brought someone back.
Yeah. Well, eventually, like, you can't keep doing that. But yeah, I do think just like Leah talking about, like, what did she say in her speech was so charming.
She loves toxic.
Yeah, but how she said it was so funny and so relatable. Where like everyone told her, if you would have told me that I would be like dating the guy who made out with all the women, I would have believed you.
Yeah.
But like that, it's just like Leah knows who she is.
Yeah.
And more than anything, I think that's as people we struggle with, like, you always know, there's always a point in your life where you're like, this is who I am. And you see, I think part of growing up is realizing that a lot of your like misfortunes or your fights with people or the drama that you're involved in is like a lot of your fault, you know, and that the people who like have a problem with you, like there's some validity to some of the things that people have said about you. And like Leah knows it, you know, she is aware of things that people have criticized her about, and she doesn't love herself any less. And that's very charming, and it's tough to do. And I think that's why people like Leah so much.
And that is what everyone should channel.
I also loved that when Leah got up to top 2, that she has no idea what's going on in the outside world and how much we all like love her.
She was like, why?
I can't wait. Like, I wish I could see her reaction to like 1 million followers. Like, I'm just like, she's like, wait, why are we here? We're number 2. And I'm like, babe, you have no idea that like the United States specifically, we're behind you.
That's so great and that's so cool for Leah. And it also makes me so scared for the others, the ones that like are getting so much hate. And it's like, I can't imagine Leah coming out of it and being like, holy fuck, everyone loves me. I have 1 million followers. I also can't believe like anyone else coming out of it being like, wait, what the fuck? Why are they saying this? Why do they hate me? Where did this come from? Like, what's going on?
I hope Leah does nothing or comes to Kaylor's defense when it comes to that like leaked hot mic moment. Like I hope
I
that
think she won't. I feel like she's proven on this season that she's just like confident in herself and like she forgives easily.
Yeah. Leah knows what it's like. And I think that what makes Leah as charming as she is, because Leah's obviously an attractive person, but you know that Leah's also like been shit on before. I think she's been mean girled before. I think she's probably been bullied by people, you know, thinking that she has it all and therefore she needs to be put in her place. And I think, you know, people empathize with someone like Leah who like despite her being someone who seemingly has it all, has also been through it.
I think it's that like statement she said of if you think negative of me, times it and make it worse or whatever.
I think she's really self-aware. I think it's also her being able to take responsibility for things that she said a lot. It's a lot of people can't do that in their day-to-day life, let alone on a TV show. But it's like anytime that she said something that she knew was out of pocket or that she was confronted about her behavior with something, she was like, no, I take full responsibility. I was in this state. And I think that's something that's also very relatable to her, why people like her so much.
Well, it makes sense. Think about it. What is the thing that reality TV characters get the absolute most shit for?
Not being real.
Yeah, it's making the audience feeling lied to. West portrayed to be like this gentle, you know, sweet, not fuckboy person, and then whether it's more edit or whatever, it came across as he was misrepresenting himself.
Right.
And then he duped the audience. And when the audience feels duped by you, they will fucking eat you the fuck alive. And when someone like Leah is just like, nah, I'm exactly who you think I am, and that's not a perfect person, and I have my flaws. And people, it's just hard to like have an issue with someone who's already like, yeah, no, you're right about me. Whatever it is you think you're right about, yeah, that's who I am. It's not even that fun, you know? It's like the person who like wants to pretend that they're unproblematic, that they're super like, you know, nice to everything and everyone and just grateful for whatever the fuck. And then you see them, you know, be catty or be dramatic. And then you're like, oh, you're phony, you're fake and things like that. Where it's just like, after that statement that Leah made, it's just like, no matter anything she says after the fact, you're like, yeah, well, she fucking told us, you know? Okay. It feels easier to like someone who you know is not going to disappoint you in the future. And Leah seems to have like done that very well. Of the final four, who do we think is going to have the longest run? And who do we think is going to have the lowest run?
Kordell and Serena.
Serena and
For sure.
Kordell.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they color coordinated on night one by accident and then did it again at the finale, probably more on purpose this time. But like, I mean, I love them. They have the best.
I do believe in Kendall and Nicole.
Who's the couple you think might surprise you that you wouldn't necessarily bet on now? And I would say Kendall and Nicole.
I would say Kendall and Nicole. I have a feeling they're going to be broken up by the reunion. Janae and Kenny, I think, live.
You think
Kendall and Nicole will break up?
That's my opinion.
Wow, okay, Tamara.
Okay, everybody, put your guns down. No, yeah, I genuinely do believe that, and that's August 19th. So we'll see.
I like Janae and Kenny a lot too. I thought that.
I think
I really, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I
they
like
live
them a
nearby
lot.
too. So I also think that that's the reality, and also like the parents doing the notes and everything. I
Yeah.
think if anything, knowing that your family's behind your choices from what they've watched on television.
I love Janae being like, we love Kana.
Kana.
He's like,
Kana?
it's our name.
Yeah, he's like, it's Kana.
I think they're as well intentioned as any couple to come out of Love Island, but I feel like ultimately they're not as compatible as they want to believe they are.
Janae and Kenny.
Yeah, because Kenny, he's younger, right? And he's like one of those guys who is like more mature than his age, and I actually really believe his like, I'm tired of this fucking around, and I believe he really wants to have this serious relationship. Janae's also someone who's just like really down to fall in love.
And she knows what she wants.
Yeah, and I just feel like they're both well-intentioned people, and I'm worried that outside of the villa, they just might find out just other aspects of their relationship, they're just not as compatible as they hoped and just might reluctantly break up. That's my concern for them.
The truth is, though, August 19th is only like
2 weeks from now.
2 weeks away. I
3.
feel
3.
like 3 weeks away.
3, 4.
Oh my
It's
God.
almost a month.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my
We
God.
don't know
Oh my
math.
God.
Either way.
What's August? It's next year. I don't know, like, if any of them will break up by then.
I think if anyone could break up, it's going to be Kaylor and Aaron.
Mhm.
And we'll get to talk with Kaylor, but like, her mom wrote what she wrote. I know her mom during the videos was much more tempered.
Tame, yeah.
Which it's very easy to write a post on Facebook only to meet that person and not want to it would have been embarrassing for Kaylor for her mom to just lay into Aaron in that moment. Like that wasn't the move
Right.
then.
Not on national TV.
But what conversations does Kaylor mom have with Aaron after the fact? And is Kaylor going to go back and watch some of the stuff? We all just kind of talked about as soon as she goes back and watches this, it might be harder for her to forgive Aaron, you know? So if anyone could break up, I think it might be them. I'm not even sure if they will by then, but yeah, it's not that long of time.
It's not.
Why do you think?
Well, I don't think Rob
why
and
do you
Cassie
think
will be
Kendall
together.
and Nicole will break up?
Wow, put me in the hot seat. Okay, well, I have a hot take, but I think that Kendall's very much in love with Nicole. I think that throwing love out there and everything was a lot for her too fast, too soon. I think once getting back into the real world and going back to your normal life, I don't know that you want that she's gonna want a little puppy dog that's like, I love you.
Yeah.
I swear, please just tell me I love you. I'll wait forever. And it's I don't see it. She's like a hot chick that clearly is oh, I've been so damaged by my ex relationships. I'm like, she likes toxic. She's what, 25? I'm I don't think that she's gonna be Kendall is my end all be all.
Do you think she felt pressured to
I
tell
think
him?
1,000%. She also didn't say I'm in love with you. She said I'm starting to fall in love with you. She didn't.
She said, "I love you."
I think at
Yeah,
the end
she
she
said,
said,
"I
I
love
love
you."
you.
Did she say it
in
just-
the speeches to each other?
She's I love you, Kendall.
She was
Yeah.
crying, and then she said, "I'm starting to fall in love with you." She did not say, "I love you."
I think you're wrong.
You're wrong. Because I literally was I was thinking about it. I was I
Go
feel
back.
like she's gonna say it in this speech.
It's in these,
Yeah,
right?
so did
Nicole
I.
made me cry, and I just think I'm falling in love with you would have been.
Wouldn't have made you
There
cry.
it is.
I'm in love with you, Kendall.
Okay.
Hey.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I lied. I thought she said falling.
Either
Well,
way, I think your
Serena-
point still stands.
I think that she felt pressured to say it. I feel like if she had it in her own timing, maybe, but I'm just I don't think that it's 100% reciprocated. I feel what else are you going to say being on the spot up there? We're all waiting for you to say it. He says it in his speech again, after already telling her in a private conversation. He says, I'll wait for tomorrow, the day after, the next week. It's
Or never.
or never. And it's okay, well, I guess this is my big one. That's what it felt like to me. I'm sorry, I misheard the terminology, but I just didn't feel like it was that
I mishear
genuine.
things all the time, Sarah. It's
Huh?
okay. I mishear things all the time.
Same.
Your point is still valid.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was I'm sure I'll
Yeah.
get crucified for that. But either way, I'm it's the facts that I just don't, for me, that I just don't feel like that was the person that she was.
Watch Leah and Miguel get married.
But I believe that for some reason. I believe that more than I believe in Kendall and Nicole.
I think they are as compatible as any couple, and it just might not be their living situation or where they're at. But I think if they made an honest attempt, and if it's unclear whether Miguel's really ready to be in a relationship. Everything about his actions and the thing he says kind of are pretty upfront about he literally said at some point early in the season that he thought he'd be married at 25, and right now he is not ready to settle down or have kids. I mean,
Right.
he flat out said that.
Mm-hmm.
And despite, I think, his relationship with Leah and his connection, and I think everything he said was honest, but it's unclear whether he's willing to make a very long distance relationship work, or I guess he might move to LA, but even then, LA is not exactly the city of settling down,
She's also a Calabasas princess, so I'm I'm
Yeah,
sure she
with
could take
horses.
a flight. Yeah, she owns horses.
Yeah.
Oh,
You've got money.
Sure, but even
I'm just saying
then-
she could go visit.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be visits, but
I do love them together though, and Miguel's confidence through the whole Leah Rob will they won't they is pretty amazing.
completely unbothered.
Yeah.
I love Miguel. You know who we love even more? Kordell and Serena, and we have them next, and we cannot wait to talk to them. Kordell and Serena, what's going on?
Hello. How are y'all?
We just want to give you a big congratulations. You probably got a lot of that today. How are you guys feeling being the most loved couple on reality TV?
That's crazy.
No, it's insane.
What has it been like?
Honestly, we just got our phone back what feels like a few hours ago.
Oh shit.
Like, yeah. And then we have to go to
just-
sleep and then we have to wake up early and have been nonstop. So we haven't even really had a moment to like digest it or really like go through everything.
Yeah.
I've seen a few things.
Look. Oh, we got like nice little edits of her.
Yeah, I think the edits are really
She got some
cute.
cool little edits of her.
Some cool edits.
She got some
bad
edits. Yeah, some bad.
I'm like, ooh.
As you should.
I want to give you guys a shout out because I feel like you guys, I've watched a lot of reality TV. I've seen a lot of couples fall in love. I know what it's like to meet someone on reality TV. And I feel like, and no bullshit, like you guys, I think are the most compatible couple I've ever seen fall in love on TV. And I think you guys give like you guys make compatibility look great. And what I mean by that is it's like a lot of people have the chemistry, you know, everyone's casting hot people. Everyone's hot on Love Island. But like when you guys are on TV, I said this earlier today, I feel like a lot of like, especially women in relationships watching this show and watching you two, like we're nudging their boyfriends and be like, why don't we laugh like that? Like, why don't we do shit like that? And I just think you guys have been like such a joy for like so many people to watch fall in love. And I just wanted to say that because it's been really refreshing. It's like you could actually believe your guys' connection.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite things about us is how much we laugh. And like, honestly, I can't see that like fading away or anything. We're both just like super goofy. And like, we can make a joke out of like the darkest situation.
Literally.
Even like to this day, we still joke about concept.
Yeah,
which I mean, people be like, they'll be like, and I'm like, it's fine, like laugh.
Yeah. And the doc scene, we make jokes about that one as well.
With the doc scene, y'all. The reenactments are sending me. I'm like, am I in a Lifetime movie? Why was that so dramatic? The music,
Me, just Serena, please. Oh my gosh.
You have made her breakfast since she threw it in your face, yeah?
I never stopped making breakfast. I made her breakfast since day one.
Okay.
And after she threw the breakfast, I came in with the breakfast again. This time I had somebody send it up there to her.
Nice.
I wasn't going in the line and then it ate up once again. You know, you live and you learn. You gotta wait till things cool off, and then you know I go back up there, which I was prepared, and I had my little tongues and everything.
A shield.
Are you all still eating avocado toast every day? Not you switched it up.
I actually made her real.
Yeah, I don't know if they only if y'all only seen the avocado, but he would make me like a lot of stuff like pancakes, French toast, omelets.
Yeah, I was making her some.
Like I had some.
Okay.
Avocado toast was on the side still because that she like it, but like
Yeah, I can actually eat avocado
so
toast.
we gonna get her
That's
some
no
real
joke.
food,
I'm
some real
obsessed
breakfast.
with avocado.
She is. I don't know. It's all right.
Serena, where do you feel like you get like your, I mean, I really enjoyed watching you. I always really enjoyed your authenticity. I think so many people come on these shows and they have a hard time, you know, being themselves, right? Or they have a hard time kind of enforcing their boundaries. People love to say that word all the time, but you truly were someone who like stuck to your guns no matter what. And I mean, has that always been who you were? Like, you know, what allowed you to stay true to yourself in this environment? Because a lot of people talk about doing that. Most people like have a hard time following through. Like, what do you attest that to?
Definitely the way that I was raised, my parents, and I'm the youngest. Like my siblings don't play, my parents don't play. Like, and like I guess I have always been like that since I was a kid. And like I can't be anything else because I half the time don't know what I'm gonna say until it's already in my mouth. So it's like I really don't have a choice because I just be word vomiting. And then my facial expressions also have no, like they just come out as well. Like it's really like, it would be so like cringy if I was trying to be, because it would be so obvious. And I'm a Virgo.
And you're a Virgo?
Yes. Hey.
What's your sign, Kordell?
I'm a Gemini.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't know.
Oh, the silence is real. What's going on now?
They're like, that explains
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm like, oh shit, I knew that. Yeah, like, I could fucking tell. Kordell, how does it feel to be the most famous Beckham?
Oh, that's nuts. Is it really like that?
I mean, like today for sure. Like,
Wow, that's crazy. How the turntables.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a office reference. But no, yeah, that's wow, I didn't even know that was happening because we just got our phones. So I don't really know what's going on. And like I didn't even pick it up when like my brother was on the call. He was telling us about how he was at the Michael Rubin white
Yeah,
white
the all-white
party
party.
and
Yeah.
had people coming up to him saying like, yo, are you watching this? Your little brother, Love Island, him and Serena, this and that. It's just it didn't hit me until like literally now that you just said that. It's crazy. I didn't even think that I was even in that position. Didn't even think I would be in that position, to be honest with you.
Nick went to the ESPYs and didn't you caption a photo saying that you were looking for
Yeah, my caption for the ESPYs was we're like looking for Kordell. Like no, it was like I was looking for Odell to ask him about Kordell.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What?
I'm so dead.
Yeah, that was my caption. I was looking for OBJ to ask him about Kordell.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, that was a good caption. It was really good.
People really liked it. No, but seriously, Kordell, also, I want to pay you a compliment too. Just like, I feel like, being the brother of like a famous athlete, I think a lot of times there's siblings of celebrities that like, maybe just play the role of like, oh, they kind of like, oh yeah, his brother is famous. But like, you're so humble and down to earth and like, you're fun and like, just, you just never would have thought that you were like someone who like maybe came from like a famous brother who like acted like they were entitled or anything like that. You were so fun to watch and so easy to root for, and it was just a lot of fun. And like I feel like you did your family very proud. Not that my opinions matters, but it was a real joy to watch as well.
No, I appreciate that. I just like because that's not me. I'm not the type to brag. And as far as like my brother, yeah, like he might be famous, but to me, he's my brother. I see him as my brother. I look up to him. He's my role model, but not in the aspect of just like me just saying like, oh yeah, my brother is Odell Beckham Jr., the most famous football player. Like I don't say that. Like I just think he's my big bro. And sometimes I'll be forgetting like that he's super famous because I just look at him as like my big bro. So
yeah, well, your humility definitely like shined through, and it was very charming, and it was something I think a lot of people loved about you. I know you just got your phones back. Everything's like kind of crazy right now. Like, what is like? I'm sure you guys have talked a lot about like the things that you want to do in the normal life. Or what are the things that you're kind of most looking forward to when things kind of slow down a little bit? Like, whose place have you guys talked about visiting first? Like, what are the things that you look most forward to?
For starters, the first thing that we're going to do is go to an amusement park.
Yay.
And we're going to run around that shit like children.
Yeah.
Because we love roller coasters. This is the first person I've been with who loves roller coasters.
Same.
And I'm the most excited about that. We're going to go to Six Flags because they have the crazier ones. And then maybe we'll hit up Universal. But that's what we're doing. We're going on an amusement park tour. And then we're going to Epcot with PPG and PPGM. PPGM is PPG men.
That's us.
Yeah. And we're going to go drink around the world, get lit. But
then I have decided that I will move out there in LA to be closer with her.
You're gonna move to LA?
Welcome.
All right.
This is real. Everything, all these feelings is real, and I definitely want to pursue everything with her.
Aww.
And I would like to see how far we can go and how much more we can grow.
Hell
together.
Yeah, man!
So,
like
for that out of everything.
Yeah, it was. I'm sure you've heard this a lot, Kordell, but like you really broke all our hearts when you went to Casa Amor for a second. But you made it up. Like you made it up. We don't want to live that. I know you probably have been answering a lot of questions. You guys came back together.
No, it's cool.
Yeah, we actually don't care about those.
You can ask as many.
Was there ever a moment when you were like worried that Serena wasn't going to forgive you?
Yeah, I ain't even gonna sit here and lie. Yeah, I was like, man, I was talking to Rob. I said, Rob, look at me, man, because you'll tell me straight. It's over with, ain't it? He was like, yeah, bro.
Oh, shit.
It's done, dude. I was like, fuck. But that didn't stop me. And I kept going. I even went to the girls. I asked them, like, I'm trying as hard as I can. Like, I was asking everybody for help because I don't mind asking for help. I do like to do things on my own. I do. But I'll never not ask for help, especially when it comes to situations like these, when I know, like, I might lose somebody very special that I really like, and I would have done everything I was fighting for. I even told her, and I gave her space, and that's why I went to the girls because I wanted to give her space, but I still wanted to check in on her and see like how everything is she okay? And I don't know. I just never stopped. All I could do was, take accountability for everything and then give her space and acknowledge her feelings, which is what the very first thing that I did. Not just because I had to, because I wanted to, because she deserved it. And that's just who I am. That's how I was raised. So yeah, it was tough. I thought it was done between the two of us, but even
I
though
did
I
too.
had those
You
thoughts,
did too.
I didn't stop.
Oh,
Yeah, honestly, like you can ask CPG. They was like, "What are the percentages?" I was like, maybe a decimal point. I was
Hey.
like, that man is done.
so you're
Brutal.
saying there's a chance?
Decimal point was there. The decimal point was strong.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
talking
it's
about. Yeah,
strong.
that's a good decimal point.
No, but I did like the way that he carried himself after Casa and like the accountability he took and like he allowed me space to be like really upset and even like cuss him out a few times and throw breakfast on him. And he was still like, I
Hell
don't
yeah.
want you, I want you. And I'm like,
But she's obligated to feel how she feels. Hurt, that to me, that wasn't her just yelling at me, making problems to me. That was just her expressing her emotions, telling me how she feels, showing me how she feels, showing me that she was hurt. And I acknowledge that. So, and it was a very sad thing to see. It hurt me seeing her hurt like that. It was crazy seeing her cry. Like,
be dramatic.
no, just
It
being
was a little
that was
dramatic.
emotions. It was
Okay.
emotions.
You're allowed to feel how you feel. Like it was in the moment. Yeah.
I
It
love
was-
you guys so much.
Yeah, like it was real pure emotions, and that showed how she really felt towards me. And I seen that, even though I seen it already, I seen like a lot more, and it was like what did I do? And I definitely, if it's one thing that I regret, it's me going about the ways that I did what I did in Casa. I definitely could have been more respectable about that. So I could have been, yeah.
But I mean, I will say it was night and day the way you chose to like be accountable versus Aaron in a way. Like Serena, I'm assuming you wouldn't have taken Kordell back if he would have handled your frustrations the same way Aaron handled Kaylor's, right?
Man, honestly, I probably got kicked out of the
It been over
villa.
with. It was
I would have been kicked out of the villa. Like, y'all saw me when he was acting the way he was acting. Now imagine me with Aaron, somebody.
Call-
So I don't know.
for
I don't
help.
know. But that would not happen now.
And I know Aaron's your boy. He seems like a really nice guy, but honestly, Kordell, when I hear you speak, like, because you're 22, 23?
Yeah, I just turned 22.
Happy birthday. I would have
Thank you.
thought that you were 4 years older than Aaron, not the other way around. Yeah, like you seem like, again, really grounded, like you've learned a lot. I mean, you just like you face adversity in the like that's how, to me, like that's a testament of someone's character. Like we all fuck up, we all make mistakes. How do we handle it? How do we respond? And like you responded like someone who like wasn't going to make excuses. You were going to take whatever Serena wanted to give you because she was the one who was hurt. And like, you were just easy to root for the both of you. We're like, now it's just like, we care for Kaylor. Like, she seems like a really sweet girl. Like, I love her instincts. But when it comes to Aaron, it's just like, bro, what are you doing? Like, like, do you guys see it the same way? Or, you guys were there. Are we reading it right?
No, yeah. I think you are. That girl is dangerously in love with that man. It's crazy, but hey, the heart wants what the heart wants. I stay my ass out of it because I think she really, really likes him. And I think he likes her too. I think they love it. I mean, they're boyfriend, girlfriend now. Their parents text. Like, I mean, they do really like each other. Maybe he just could have handled the situation differently.
Maybe, yeah.
Obviously, me and Kaylor have very different mindsets. So I just, I support women's rights. And
I just support men's rights.
We're just going to support her. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing about that whole situation, it was being truthful. I literally told her every single thing, and I did not leave nothing out. And I was even willing to tell her the moment that I walked in, and she didn't want to hear it yet. And I told her whenever she's ready, I will break it down to you step by step. of what happened, and I didn't miss nothing, to the point where the little comments, anything anybody said, and when it was showed on movie night, it was to the point where she could probably recite them, because I literally told her everything, and not because I had to, but because she deserved it. And I wanted to. That's just who I am naturally. That's how I was raised. Once again, so
Yeah, man, you're a stand up man. Like, we just love you even more now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great answers.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I obviously that was very hard to hear.
it was.
Vans went
The
into the
truth hurts.
details and all the comments. I was like, "Ooh." Man, I was like, I can't do this right now. I'm gonna need some time to process this. 'Cause it was a lot.
Mhm.
But then I watched movie night and it was everything verbatim, down to the little comments, if you know what I'm saying.
In a weird way, that make you kind of trust him more, because it's like he's shooting me straight. Because clearly that, again, not to throw Aaron on the bus, but like that seemed to be a different situation for those two, where it was like he was breadcrumbing and telling her just enough to like get her to stop asking questions, it felt like.
Yeah, no, 100%. I didn't agree with that at all, but it's not my couple, so it's
There you
not
go.
my place. But all I will say is that they definitely love each other. But yeah, I think that Aaron definitely could have went about it a lot better.
And I suppose, like, not to make excuses for Kordell, but like, I'm guessing you went into Casa more uncertain about your all's connection, and that's why you felt like it was maybe okay to test things out, or was that the general reason why you kind of made that mistake?
Honestly, it was just I literally knew where I was at. I don't know. I had this plan. It was stupid as hell. I wanted to test our and like see if it was strong, like really, really strong or whatever. And that's the main reason I brought her back. I even told her, like, I broke it down today. I was like, regardless of what it says, we're not coupled up. I want to test this connection with Serena and see where it's stronger. And I know where I'm at, and I just want to see like how strong it really is. It was so stupid, but I mean, it worked out in a weird way, which I hate to even say that because it sounds weird saying that out loud. But yeah, it was a dumb plan, but it worked.
Yeah, but yeah.
You're together now. That's all that matters.
I would say I definitely also took accountability for being a teeny tad bit wishy-washy in the beginning. I was just very scared and guarded, and I didn't want to be as open. And he was so open, and vulnerable with me from the jump. And it was just a lot for me. But it wasn't fair to him. He's an amazing guy. So I did open up and be more vulnerable, maybe 2 days before Casa, starting then. But it was 2 days before Casa. So yeah, I mean, obviously I'm not sure if that would have changed anything if I would have did it sooner. But I took accountability and apologized for that.
Yeah.
Said we should just do a fresh start.
Yeah. And we had a real heartfelt, so that those conversations was real deep. Just her really expressing how she felt. And it was funny because we were actually talking about Casa, not knowing that Casa was literally coming up. And this is probably one of the main reasons why Serena was so hurt, because we had a conversation of being respectful of what's gonna go on in Casa, setting the boundaries and this, that, and the third. And I came in with that plan. I talked to the boys before we left, and I did not stand on it. I did not at all. So that's then coming back. And that's why I was so understanding. I was like, I get it. I fucked up because we literally had that conversation. So I couldn't blame nobody but myself.
He's so easy to like.
Nick's looking at you with hard eyes right now. On a upward note, what was going through your mind when you won Love Island? And did you guys think you were going to win? Or where did you think you were in the running? Were you maybe second? Or did you know that you guys were first contenders?
Or would you have been pissed if you lost?
I actually did not think we were going to win at all. This guy forgot that there was even winners.
Yeah, I saw that.
His own
which again makes it look so genuine.
That about him.
Yeah.
We can announce the winners. I was like, oh shit, I forgot you got to win.
Yeah, I love that for him. Honestly, it's Kordell's world and we're just living in it. And
It was one of the most charming things I've seen on reality TV. A lot of people get accused of like going for fame and fortune and things like that. And Kordell's like, man, I'm just in love. I don't even give a shit.
I came to Love Island, found love. I won.
We're like, who is this guy?
I didn't think that we were going to win because, like, I feel like in Love Island, you see certain type of relationships that win, certain type of relationships that, like get a lot of love. And I feel like ours was so unique that people would either hate it or love it. And it was a roller coaster. So I was like, damn, America probably got off this roller coaster 2 stops ago. I don't know. So out of the loop, I was like, I really don't know how they're feeling because it was a lot. I mean, but like it was real and authentic. So I was just like, whatever happens, like I'm fine. Like I know we will have to be tearing up the streets on the house, regardless of what happens.
And the funniest part about it was like as soon as we got announced the winners, you know how they have a whole tradition where you jump in the pool? Yeah, I started taking stuff off and I was finna just get up in the pool. I forgot you got to do the whole reveal of the money and shit. It was like I was just ready. I take the jacket off. I started undoing the belt. I was finna take the pants off and just jump in there.
They're like, Kordell, what are you doing?
Why are you getting undressed?
Yeah, I was just so excited just sharing that moment with her. I was just like, let's do it. Like we're getting in the pool. This is the tradition. Everybody got to do it now.
How did you both end up on this show?
Yeah, I was just like reached out and
one of the casting producers found me on TikTok. I think.
Okay. And they found me on Instagram, and they got in touch with my manager and reached out and we had like conversation was long and they were asking like, do I want to do this? I'm like, hey, fuck it, let's do it. And did it. I'm so glad I took that opportunity, stepped out that comfort zone, and I came to Fiji for the first time. Traveled out the country for the first time, experienced it like this, had a birthday out there, and met her, and it was just amazing.
Very nice.
I feel like, Serena, you were probably like, you didn't say yes right away. I feel like you thought about it longer than Kordell. Or were you like an immediate yes?
Oh, yeah. I was back and forth. I was like, reality? Like, can I do this? Because I know how I get. That's why I remember at the beginning of Casa, I was like, if he comes up with a girl, I don't think nobody gonna like the Serena I'm about to pull out my ass. Like, I know how I get. And like I said, people either love it or hate it, but like, I go ham on men, like sometimes for fun. But like,
and we love it.
But so I was like, do I want to reveal to the world all of things? And then I was like, you know what? Why not? Like, I'm like a really big risk taker. And the opportunity presented itself. Like, I didn't think it would get far. Like, she like just put in an application. Didn't even submit a video with my application. So I didn't really think it would get far. And then I ended up going on and I was like, oh, well, okay.
She met me.
Yeah, who lives right down the street from me, which
so nuts.
Is a whole nother story. Like, our lives are like parallel.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, you guys are like invisible, was it golden thread or like
invisible string? Invisible string.
You guys were meant for each other.
Oh, yes. That, no.
Yeah.
But actually.
And then we're similar. That's the weirdest part about it. We're so alike.
Wait, Kordell, you kept talking about being blind. Do you wear contacts or glasses, or were you just like walking around like
I never wear contacts.
Blind. That's why y'all be seeing him like
wear contacts. I do.
This man is blind. I probably look.
That's why I'm over here like this. I'm trying to get close and see everybody.
Like he probably can.
Why don't you wear glasses or something?
Cars that his letters have to be big because he's blind. Like
they had to put them in bold.
Don't they? You know they have like things called glasses and shit you can wear.
He wore glasses at the Heartbeat Challenge.
No, I have glasses.
What about LASIK?
Oh yeah, the Heartbeat Challenge.
Can we get you some LASIK?
They're the old prescription.
Okay.
Oh,
will I get laser surgery?
Yeah. What about that? Have you looked into that?
Man, I'm scared of that. You ever seen Final Destination?
I don't watch that shit.
So true.
Fair.
Man, shoot, I don't know. I don't know. It's been ever since then. I thought I would want to do it, but ever since then, it's just like, can that happen to you? But I have glasses. They're just the wrong prescriptions.
Okay.
I was in the middle of doing it, but I guess since my eyesight is bad now, I think the lens are thick, and they were talking about it was gonna take like a month or two for it to come in, and I was like, I ain't got that time, so I was like, just bring my old glasses. And I didn't wear them that much because one of them is missing the whole part right here that, goes behind the ear. And then the other one, it stops halfway right here. So I was hiding it with my hair. So I seen that on camera.
Oh, no.
I love the glasses. They're adorable. I don't know if y'all seen the round ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're super.
I would wear them, especially for moving. I had to bust them out so I can see.
Well, that would have been the time to not see.
True.
I have to say, you're the first heart rate challenge I've ever seen. And I watched UK Love Island as well, where I was like laughing so hard. You were so funny when you came out with the hot nerd. That was the most amazing heart rate challenge I've ever seen. I had to tell you.
Oh my
Yeah,
Yes.
I literally got into the character. It's so funny because I was nervous, but then it all played a part of the nerdness. So I was using that. And then once I got down there, I looked at Serena and I just was like, boom, I'm here. Let's do it. Doing a little, because we can do just, some sexy shit, but why not make them laugh?
Oh, no, you killed it.
Have fun with it. So I was doing a mixture of both. I was doing some liners and
it worked, man. You won. Yeah, you clearly proved that laughter is more powerful. Yeah, laughter is more powerful than the abs or the whatever it was Miguel was doing with the flames.
Yeah, flipping me around.
I
was like, there's no way. I closed my eyes and opened them to balls in my face.
Jesus.
I was like, this is ridiculous. I had enough. I was like, I am tired of the balls in my face. Please make it stop.
Oh, man. Well, we know we know y'all got to go. We are so excited for the both of you. Truly, honestly, you guys are absolutely my favorite couple. Serena, you've even as an individual, one of my favorite people to ever watch on reality TV. I love your authenticity, the both of you. I'm absolutely rooting for you. No pressure on you guys making it work, but truly just an absolute joy to watch. And thank you for making our Love Island experience so enjoyable.
Thank you
y'all for the support.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank y'all for having me.
When you get to LA, look us up. We'd love to meet you guys in person, but have some fun. Best of luck. Enjoy yourselves and take care.
Thank you so much. We definitely will.
Yeah, we definitely will be there.
All right.
Be there.
If we can help with anything, let us know. Take care, guys.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right.
Bye.
That was so nice. What a lovely couple. Just as charming in person. We love them.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we got more this week. We got Kaylor from Love Island talking about all things Love Island, her relationship with Aaron. Are they together? Should they be together? I know her mom's texting, but she had some things to say online. There's some hot mic situations, a lot to get into with Kaylor.
And Thursday is also...
Thursday, we got Haktua Girl.
Hey!
Plus all that more. We'll talk, obviously, more Bachelorette, more Love Island, more Bravo. It's got a jam-packed episode of Reality Recap, highlighted by Haktua Girl. She is America's sweetheart. She truly is. It was a joy talking with her. We're excited to bring it to you. Thanks for listening. Tell your friends, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Hey guys, if you loved what you listened to, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.